Hello and welcome everybody to episode 33 of Collecting Justified, your favorite Saturday night toy talk show podcast, whatever you want to call it, where we all come together and try to justify collecting all this plastic crack, this addiction that's about to get a lot more expensive. We talked about that last week. Go back and watch last week's stream if you want to talk about prices going up. And prices might come into this chat a little bit. We've got some reveals to talk about. We've got some maximum reveals to talk about, or at least one. But pull up a seat, grab a snack, grab a drink, and let's justify our collecting together, whether you are here live or watching on the replay. If you are watching on the replay, next Saturday, forget the family. Come join us. Come get justified. And speaking of Justified, if you are a Justified channel member, make sure you are dropping those emojis in the chat. And if you're not a Justified member, you can click that join button down below or just say hi in the chat. We'll shout you out if you're here live. But I cannot do this by myself. Supposedly everyone was going to be here tonight, but I know Andrew got locked in the basement. The door shut when he was trying to leave. He accidentally locked himself in. So Andrew won't be with us tonight. Kenny's out grabbing lotto tickets and cigs again. So he said he'll be here, but you know how that goes. Alexi, I haven't seen him. He's out globetrotting. He's supposed to be here. He'll be fine. But you know who never stands me up? Never. My fearless co-host, David Evan Smith.
Hey, I think I've been dating you longer than any other guy in my life. Every Saturday night, man.
I'm honored, David.
I mean, I'm getting nothing from it, like
we're in it for the long haul. Hey, I think you did get something, right? Didn't you get something in the mail?
Oh, maybe. Maybe we'll have to wait until the pickups. I don't know. I don't know. I have a lot of pickups, so you know.
Oh yeah, dude. I keep waiting. I keep saying like, oh, next week will be slow. Next week will be slow. I'm really not sitting here like ordering a bunch of stuff. It's like pre-orders and like, okay, I will be like browsing AliExpress and you have coupons and you get deals and all this. And like AliExpress has been good to me here lately. I mean, shop with.
So your story is that you're spending very, very low money on a lot of stuff on AliExpress. That's the story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sure.
Sticking to it. Sticking to it.
Sure.
Oh, and St. James saying in the chat, birthday boy. Yes.
Yay.
Guys, if we go past midnight tonight, our time, me and David are both on Eastern time, it will officially be David Evan Smith's birthday. David, do you have anything special planned tomorrow for your big 25?
Well, no, I mean, so I am a manager in retail. I'm sure a lot of people who watch know that, but it's like every day I interact with like hundreds of strangers in my store. You know, I have a staff of like 50 people in my store, so it's a different group of people every day that I'm managing and other managers that I'm working with. And like when I'm on vacation, so this is vacation David Evan Smith, which is why the hair is not done, so there's the hat. But when I'm on vacation, like I want to not interact with people, so I'm not really going out a whole lot. I'm just like staying in, streaming with the internet community fam. And tomorrow it happens to be a Legends and Liquor, so I'm going to be spending my birthday on Legends and Liquor. Hopefully doing super chat shots and getting tanked as we watch a duck race. So. You know, those are the big plans for the actual birthday. And then I will have real drinks with my friends on like Monday and, you know, but I'm off through next weekend. So like, I'm not going back to work anytime soon. So looking forward to it.
We'll be getting started a little early for you tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got a lot to talk about. So I'm gonna need some liquid courage to get me through. Nah, actually, I spent, like I was telling you off stream, I spent all day just about at a nephew's birthday party, so a bunch of kids running around and everything, so I am beat. So I've got an energy drink to get me going.
That nephew and then Aries, right? So I'm sure he kept you busy and worn out. That's what we Aries do.
Exactly, busy and worn out, David. But speaking of busy and worn out, let's knock this housekeeping out, shall we? So, as I said in the intro, this is Collecting Justified here live every Saturday night, 8:45-ish. You know, we try. That might scoot down to 9 o'clock at some point. But Eastern Standard Time, PM, of course, here on Justin Clay's YouTube channel. First and foremost, the free Andrew from the Basement Fund, since he let that door slam on him and he's locked back in the basement, is open. All super chats go towards keeping our friend Andrew out of that basement. Come on, guys. We need the green for Andrew to see the light. Okay.
But this week the super chats go to me, right, for my birthday, right? David's birthday funds.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. You can also become a member of the Justified. We have a 2-tier system: the Justified and Justified MVP, and all the MVPs, hopefully all of them at this point, received their first edition mini cuppy. More to come. For a year, David, is what I'm going to do. It's going to be a quarterly release. Different variant every time. This one is, a simple, regular variant with a action feature with a sword. So it's simple, but it's fun. Also, I included stickers in the boxes. I've got more stickers I'm designing too, by the way. There's going to be different stickers.
Ooh.
So, speaking of the MVP members, we do shout out our MVP members at the beginning and end of each live stream. So I'm going to go ahead and knock that out now. Let's start with the Justified MVP, David, okay? First of all, Z-Man12 Bat, Agent Z-Man, Legion X, a.k.a. Rick, Compulsive Collector, a.k.a. John, our biggest fan, David, our biggest fan. My best friend, John Morrissey, who loathes Kenny. I'm telling you, the email he sent me thanking me for the cuppy, it was like, thank you, Justin, so much for the cuppy. And then it was like 3 paragraphs of everything he dislikes about Kenny.
Wow.
And I'm telling you, I didn't know some of those words were still okay to say in 2025. Wow. But hey, I don't know what Kenny did to poor John Morrissey, but I'm sure it's all Kenny's fault, right?
Of
So,
course.
and next, of course, it's David Evan Smith himself. All three in the building. But already, look at that glowing 24-year-old face. David, 25 is going to look so good on you after
Thank you.
midnight, okay?
Thank you.
Also, Michael Davis, thank you so much, Michael Davis, and St. James himself, the patron saint of collecting. And going over to our Justified channel members, we have Dan Who Reviews, Christopher Allen, Displayed Once, Rich M, Kurt K, Encounter Culture, Kenny. So, Kenny, I hope you hit something on those lotto tickets, okay? It's making you late to the stream. You better win something, okay? As well as Cole's Cave. I saw Cole in the chat earlier. Mikey Moonboots. Ya boys got toys. Jesse Hubbard. Jared Brian?
I
Byrne?
think it's Burn, and I think
Byrne?
you
Okay.
misspelled it, but
Oh, okay. Jared
I'm
Byrne.
just assuming.
STM Figures, Bring Toys to Work, Super Turk 5000, Zion Collectibles, Chi Chi Collects, Tac Tac Toys, KJ Smith, AJ Marine, John Busink Jr., Pixels and Plastics, Cedric Brown, Brian Wong, Craft Collects, and Joe Juxtapose. Thank you to all our wonderful Justified channel members. And today, David, when we finally get to our main topic, once everybody gets here, we got pickups to go over. We're talking maximum reveals. We're talking maximum Hulk. But, we'll talk about all the reveals because there are some other reveals I'm excited about. I don't know about you, David, but I'm excited about a lot of these reveals.
It's 50-50 for me. It's about 50-50 for me.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely don't want anything. We talked about it, I think, last week. I'm peeling back on Legends a lot over this past year.
Justin's done with Legends. Justin is done with Legends.
No. I'm peeling back. I'm getting a lot more selective, but there are some things that caught my eye here. And, not everything's for everybody, but we're going to talk about it. Okay. So let's see here. Let's remove this, David. And I think you've got some pickups, right, David?
Do I have some pickups? I mean, you would think it was my birthday or something, the amount of things that are just flowing into this house. So, first, I will acknowledge our cuppy, and I don't. Despite what you say, this is definitely a queer-coded homosexual cuppy. He has a pink sword.
It's red.
Feather boa arms. It's pink. The cup is red. The sword is pink. Learn your colors if you're gonna send out Pride merchandise. Understand the colors that you're sending out.
I am curious. So speaking of cuppy, I sent out. So I have one. So there's a total of 8. So it's one of 8, David. But the ones I sent out, there's 2 blue swords, 2 red swords, David.
Pink.
Red.
Okay.
2 yellow swords and 1 green sword. So the green is a chase. Technically, if we're going McFarlane, I guess the green's a platinum, right? So I'm curious, who got the green? My channel members, MVP members, let me know in the chat what color sword you got. I don't know. I didn't ask Compulsive Collector. He said he gave his to his wife. Thanks, John. Thanks.
Well, St. James didn't get his yet. He says it arrives Monday. Ooh. But he said the sword looks pink. So thank you. Thank you, St. James.
Cuppy is pinless, actually. Is pinless and with an action feature. Show it again, David. Show it again.
It's brilliant. It is just brilliant. Who knew that Justin had talent?
I'm telling you, man.
Brilliant.
I'm telling you. You know what? We might bring up. I know God, StreamYard, you're pissing me off. StreamYard's pissing me off. It keeps bringing me up to the main screen every time I bring up a chat, mute myself or anything. So David, I know we were talking in our private chat about the choice between the variation, the next 2 cuppies. So at the end of the stream, I might announce what I've decided the variation would be.
Okay.
Because whatever I choose, the next one's coming. I'll keep the other one a secret for now, but I might announce what the next cuppy might be. I don't know. It depends on how I feel. I don't know. Maybe some David friendly super chats might convince me to reveal the next cuppy. But anyway.
Okay. Well, aside from the gay cuppy that was sent to me, I received something very straight from my friend Austin, hero of collectors. To those who know him, there's giant man eyes. Straight giant man eyes. So Thank you. Straight eyes.
Straight eyes for the giant guy.
Straight eyes for the giant guy. Exactly. Look at that branding. You're getting so much better at branding and marketing.
Telling you.
Look at you, Justin. You're learning. I'm so proud. So proud. What else? So, still a callback shout out to. We have a guest.
Alexi's here.
Alexi's here. Welcome. A callback shout out to St. James, because he did send me previously, and I showed last stream, an extra acolyte and an extra husk. And so far, I've been able to put a sleeved acolyte together. And you tell me, the blues match pretty well, right?
Oh yeah. I like that.
Arms are from Nighthawk, so anybody that wants to pick up a cheap Nighthawk and make a sleeved acolyte. I just can't decide what head to put on this body, because like every acolyte's costume is like slightly different from each other, and like some don't have the gold shoulder harness, some have like Senyaka has like wraps, and there's just all sorts of different looks. So
gotta figure this for a second, David. StreamYard keeps, I don't know. David, keep talking. I'm gonna go into my StreamYard settings and see if I can get it to stop auto putting me.
I mean, front. Keeps prioritizing you to the big. I don't know.
I don't know. It's driving me insane. Hi, Alexi.
Oh, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I got a flat tire coming over the bridge, and if you've ever had a flat tire on a motorcycle, it's not not fun.
So you found still a cool way a way to sound really cool, in that your motorcycle got a flat tire, and that made you late. So you still managed to protect the swag,
Yeah. Yes, the swag must be protected at all costs. But I apologize for being late, and
good to have you, man.
Happy to be here. Yeah.
Glad you're okay, Alexi. But I'm even happier that you made it here. So
yeah, you didn't like wipe out on the bike and fall off a bridge or anything. So
I kind of would have preferred you being here 10 minutes ago, but with a broken leg. But I'll take this.
I'm sorry. I guess I could still break it, but if that's not, next time. We'll
save it for
it's not the same.
A more important ratings period.
It's not the same. You're right.
The moment's gone. Moment's gone.
Sorry. I'm sorry I messed that up.
I'll get it.
So recent pickup, Haulathon is in full effect, in full swing at Targets. So the upgraded Shredder, haven't unboxed him yet. He's got a lot of gear, a lot of stuff. So I need to devote some real time to opening that up when I can appreciate it.
Yeah. Is that the same chef's hat that came with the Pizza Club Mikey in there?
I don't have Pizza Club Mikey, so I'm not sure. It might be. I don't know.
Maybe.
You have one? You have one of those?
Yeah. I actually don't want to spoil my pickups. We'll get there. We might be able to figure out tonight.
We can compare our hats, our chef's hats later.
Just the tip.
Just the tip. Also from NECA, we have one count, two counts. So Count Von Count from Sesame Street, bendy wire cape that also has loops to go around his wrists and a little notch to tuck behind his collar. Two heads, and a bunch of hands, and he does have a 3-finger hands for counting on his fingers. So,
those figures look so good.
It is so good. It is so good.
I haven't picked up any yet. I'm gonna pick up Big Bird when he comes out and just have that one as representation. So I feel like if you're gonna get one, Big Bird's probably the one to have, right? Right.
You can't just get one. You have to get two, 3.
They have no business being that good.
You get more. It's really awesome. I just can't say enough good things about the Sesame Street line, and they just capture so much of the essence and the vibe. I'm really hoping that lamppost comes with Oscar the Grouch. It has to, right?
Yeah. He's kind of a more simplified figure, right?
He's sticking out of a trash can.
Yeah. And the whole thing is you can take him out and put like the elephant trunks or whatever the hell that is in
Sure.
it.
Let's call them
So,
elephants.
yeah, right. Yeah.
Okay.
So there's not much to him. So I think the lamppost has to come with him.
It
Right.
has to be. Probably in a couple pieces. You probably build the lamppost,
Or
but
maybe the lamppost will be released with the maximum Oscar that comes out next year.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, okay? Still from NECA, we have Pee Wee Herman.
Thanks.
The secret word is maximum. So, Alexi, is that your best Pee Wee Herman impression? Kind of sounds like Chewbacca a little bit, actually.
I wish I could do Chewbacca.
Just do your Pee Wee, and that'll satisfy the Chewbacca fans out there. But comes with Terry.
Oh man,
so good. I really hope that they continue and do more with the line. Like all of those, like he had who you guys watch the show? You guys know the show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had like Conky the robot and like the genie in the box, the genie's head in the box, and Yvonne, the girl. Lawrence Fishburne played the cowboy.
Would you be down for a playset?
Yes.
Like with all the furniture? Ooh.
Yes. I mean, they need to do Cherry. Cherry could be its own character. The big chair with the face on it, like
right.
So like, and if they do like the NECA Dio for Beetlejuice, like it's about the same size,
You could just use the Beetlejuice Dio, really, right?
No. Now you've gone off the rails. But it's so cute that Pee Wee comes with like word of the days, and one is ultimate and one is NECA. So the secret word. I don't know if you can see. Can't really. The secret word.
NECA.
NECA. And what else? So, and then
Oh wait, there's more.
There's more. It's not maximum, but it is mini. It is mini. The mini comic wave is here. So, as seen on Kenny Encountered Culture's channel and Dan Who Reviews channel. Who? Someone. But the entire wave is here. So excited for these. Was not really too hyped about the Ultimate Iron Man or Ultimate Miles, but they're growing on me.
They look so good though.
They do. No, they're really well executed figures. All of the figures are great. Banshee, Green Banshee.
People have been waiting for that Banshee for a long time.
Word. And Rom.
Damn.
Yep.
David, who's your cheeks?
Yeah.
Who's your standout of the wave now that you have them in hand?
It's hard to decide because they all satisfy really different things. Like I like Rom because he's original. Like we've never had a figure of this, and it's so well captured from like the famous-ish comic cover that he debuted in. I'm thrilled to have a replacement Green Banshee. Like I pulled the other one finally out of the display that is like so washed out, no collar on his costume.
Did you see Robo's review of him where he nipped the pegs for where the cape, not cape, but what would you call that thing? The flying suit?
It's a cape.
Wings.
It's a cape.
Yeah.
His wings.
Yeah. Where he clipped it.
I'm probably going to need to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just very obtrusive, those little tabs. Yeah, they stick out beyond the width of the cape on the leg. Like.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought him clipping it was pretty solid. I think I'll do the same.
Need to. And like, this is really like I thought this design was always very clunky and like ugly, but they found some real slickness to this and like this like I wouldn't even call it a gunmetal. It's like a charcoal metal.
Yeah.
It looks really good. I've only seen Dan's and Kenny's reviews on him, but he looks sick. And I was actually looking forward to this figure in the wave.
Seriously. And I did put the maskless head on a Fang for the Fang costume to Ken. But yeah, like I guess I'm most satisfied with like the Dark Wolverine, the Banshee, Adam Warlock, and Rom. But like the Iron Man is really good. Like the only thing about this is like the hips that can like pop out and look weird. But
Yeah,
it depends on how you do it. Like
the birthing
that's not
hips.
bad,
Right
you know. So I don't know, and it is a drop down hip, so you just gotta play around with it. You know, Robo talked about that as well
Gotcha.
in his review. But yeah, he's got good articulation. He's small. He's a little guy. But yeah, like ton of good figures, ton of newness. Oh, and my Nebula comic book custom, I used the Infinity Gauntlet
Ooh,
Big.
on
dude.
her.
What body is that?
So it's the Boom Boom figure, all pink, and I added the black design on the body, and then the belt is from, and the boots I think are both from a movie, Black Widow figure, like
Okay.
maybe around like Infinity War, or yeah, I think so.
In the blue face and hair?
That is comic Nebula from What If? Not
That's
well,
comic Nebula?
well, What If Nebula?
Oh,
The What
sorry,
If
what if
animated.
Nebula?
Yeah. So the one with the
Wow.
blonde wig, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just rip that off and use the hair from Shriek.
Okay.
But yeah,
Nice.
but getting an Infinity Gauntlet on her is like, I've been waiting for that. Like I've only had like Thanos size Infinity Gauntlets from the comics, so now we finally have a normal ish
And that's Adam
size.
Warlock's in Gauntlet?
Yeah, I had to put
Sick.
a glove cuff inside on the wrist of her because the thickness of the gauntlet cuff is like too thick. It'll slide back.
Oh,
So
okay.
like a wrist cuff inside, like a Storm,
Yeah.
like a Jim Lee Storm wrist cuff, like is in there to keep the gauntlet cuff forward. So
Okay.
yeah, but
Sick.
really, really excited to have an Infinity Gauntlet wielding Nebula. Since they're not, who knows when they're going to make a comic version. But.
David Flapuma in the chat. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. I'm probably butchering it. Correct me in the chat. Call me out. Call me an idiot. Is Rom still just as caked up like the promo pictures?
You know, I was looking at Dan Who's review and it didn't seem like it. And in person, it doesn't seem like it. But I remember we were calling him the Cake Knight when they revealed him. And I just feel like it's a little, I don't think they would have like gone to the trouble of changing the sculpt. So maybe just the way he was posed or displayed in the live
false
stream.
advertisement. Was the he was stuffing? Was he stuffing?
Maybe.
Yeah.
You know these grinder photos. Like people do enhancements.
I do know these grinder photos. Yeah, most of us do. Yeah.
You guys know these grinder photos.
Yeah.
Don't pretend you don't. But yeah, he's not quite as caked up, but still, like, he's got a bod. If those thighs came at me, like, I'd be nervous.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know?
He's definitely detecting a lot. Like, I know what those blasters do. Yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh. But yeah, highly recommend the wave. It's really strong wave. Don't really need the comics, but whatever.
At this point, it's extra crap, right? And just throw them in an accessory bin. You might use them one day for like a display. Like if you ever make like a doctor's office diorama where they're all sitting in the waiting room. Yeah, there you go. Sure. David, did you have any more pickups?
No, I think that's plenty. Yeah.
Oh, nice. I do want, before we go to Alexi, I do want to say hi to everybody in the chat. I wanted to give everybody a minute. We were late. I think a bunch of people said, screw it. I don't feel like saying hi. But yeah, say hi in the chat. Let us shout you out. Gabriel was here. Good and early. Good evening. Good evening, Gabriel. And happy last day to order a Dragon Day / just putting it out there. Gabriel, I don't think it's going to happen. Don't think it's going to happen. From the gas station. I guess he's still waiting in line for his lotto tickets. Kenny dropping the lightning bolts right there. St. James is here, as well as Cole's Cave. What's up, Cole? Dropping the cuppy emoji. Cole, you may have caused a purchase today with that photo with, what was it? The NECA Paladin with the orc. Like, did you guys see Cole's new photo today?
Yeah.
I may have backtracked on that paladin. So, dang it, Cole. Dang it. I blame you, Cole. I blame you. St. James, again, just stopped watching Robo. What the hell is everybody? We were just a little late.
He stopped
Chi-Chi
watching
Club
Robo
is
for
here.
us. Look at that.
There we go. This, you can always watch Robo later. Okay,
Is
he's
Robo
got enough
streaming right
engagement.
now? Does he do that Friday? Or is that like not a
Oh.
live? It wasn't a live that you were watching, right?
Oh,
Let us know. Let us know, St. James.
Yeah.
I want to know how important we are to you. If you've stopped watching another live stream to watch us instead, I need to know that.
Yeah, it's right here, St. James. Thank you. Also, St. James. Oh, you said it was St. James in the chat that said his cuppy's going to come Monday, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Chi-Chi Collects is here as well. Thank you for being here, Chi-Chi. Cardback is here. David was actually born before midnight. Evan and Smith were born tomorrow. Nice. Thank you, Cardback, for being here, my friend. John Morrissey is here. Sorry I'm late, folks. I was in the bathtub playing with my new cuppy. Best pickup of the week. No, best pickup of 2025 to date. Thank you, John Morrissey. John Morrissey, what color was the sword you got with your cuppy?
Was it pink?
In the chat. Red, David. Red. Okay. You might have gotten the chase. John Morrissey. Burgos is here too. Got my third Marvel Legend to add to my Mafex X-Men. Paid extra, but got the Savage Land Professor X. Added a custom hover chair from Toy Blocks on Etsy. Looks great. Awesome. And Chi-Chi Collects says, great pickups and customs, David. David, your customs are always killer. Always killer.
Thanks.
And speaking of killing it, he was trying to kill it on the way to make it to the stream. Lexi, it's okay. It's okay. Okay. He's fine, guys. He's fine. He's wearing kind of the Professor X Savage Land shirt, but your legs still work. Legs work.
For now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Alexi, my friend, you have any pickups this week?
I do, yeah. So how's it going to everyone? Again, apologies for being late. I know we have a smaller crew today, which is why I was trying to get here so quickly that I popped a tire, and that ended up making me late. So sorry about that, but I still have some pickups to show off. None of them. Go ahead.
Alexi, I think everybody's stepdad might be in the green room right here.
Yes, please.
Please. Yep.
Listen, boys, listen. These lotto tickets, this lottery is not going to win itself. All right. I told you I was going out to get some smokes and some lotto tickets. I did that. Sometimes it takes an hour. Sometimes it takes a week and change. All right. So look, I'm here. It's all good. We can go on.
Wow.
Here's my $7.
But Kenny, I let you borrow 10.
Technicalities. Don't worry about that.
Damn it. He didn't even get the cigs. Look at that. That's
no Sig.
They were fresh out.
I'm sick. No Mentos? Come on.
Oh, you guys didn't see my fake cigarette that I made?
Oh, you didn't get cigarettes. You just got the loose tobacco to roll your own cigarettes.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
There we go. Well, glad you made it, Kenny. Glad you made it. I think, was it you that swung that door closed on Andrew when you were trying to come out of the basement, actually?
Yeah, I was like, there can only be one. there can be only one. That's what
it can only be one. And he heard the door slam.
You get where I was going with that.
Yes. Oh, we lost Alexi. We lost Alexi. So let's see here. Kenny, besides cigs and lotto tickets, what did you pick up this week?
Okay. Wow. Hey, we're here. Can you guys hear me okay, by the way? I had to rush and get everything adjusted. So
what?
Yeah.
We can't hear you.
I can't hear you.
Slow down.
I'm gonna go with okay. Anyway. All right. So pickups for the week. I got a lot. All right. So I won't go over the entire mini comic wave. I saw David went over that. So I'll have a representation for that, but I'll go over some other things. It's old news at this point, right? Everybody's seen it.
Yeah.
It's like that's so 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
There you go.
I do love how you posted your Iron Man review like within an hour of Dan Hoop. So I think you're really coming for his gig, man.
So I posted the Miles Morales one, and he sent me a message like, "Bastard, I was just about to post that." So, well, there you go. All right. So pickups for the week: Pom Pom from Jack's Pacific Mario. Now this has been probably the hardest Jack's Mario figure to track down. I haven't seen it in any store. I had to resort to eBay and pay scalper prices for this thing, but that's it. So
the only Jack specific Mario figures in like that's the 4-inch line, right? 4 or 5-inch. line?
yeah. Yep.
The only ones I see, because I try to pick them up too, a little bit at a time. The only ones I ever see is like Mario and the Wing Koopa Trooper. Just
those things are everywhere. Yeah. Continuing on, David did talk about Haulathon, which is in full effect. Every Target I've been to the last 2 days, they've had their full displays out. So I guess they just decided to just put everything out, right? So Red Tuxedo Beetlejuice was there. You do get the creepy baby beetle down there. So
R.I.P. D. Blake makes copy. That's
those damn feet. They just exploded right off the figure. I did see David talking about this one though, so I'm very excited about that. And David, I'm with you. Like, I hope that they continue to go down this because there's a lot of possibility. So we have like a Conky from like a NECA subline a couple of years ago, which I think will scale well with this. But I didn't know
about that.
Yeah, so there is a Conky and a Terry, but I think the Terry may have come with the Toonie version of Pee-wee, but
Terry comes with this.
But yeah, so Terry comes with this, so that's awesome. But yeah, if we can get some more Playhouse, Cherry would be great. John B, so all of that. So I'm here for it. I'm in. Playhouse Dio would be.
What is with them stickering the box window closed?
Dude, so that's what I was saying in the group chat. I was like, I really don't I like that they did the door for the window, but by taping it shut, like, I just have to trust that this is all good.
Might just be the head.
So
it's just the head in there.
Could you imagine?
Could you imagine? Not be good.
I'd be so good.
Yeah, Cowboy. Yeah, it's just the head just floating in there. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, John Morrissey. No, the yellow sword is not the chase. So the green sword is actually the chase. There were 2 of each, except the green one.
The yellow sword means you're into water sports, I think.
Is that what that makes sense?
And the red, there are 2 red.
The pink one means you're gay.
Got him. The pink one.
Got him.
There were 2 pink ones, evidently. I thought it was red.
Tisk.
Ooh.
So I also grabbed these. Yes, Shred. So I'm really where's Shredder? There he is. I'm excited about this one because I didn't have the original one that was in the 2-pack. The Shredder I have is from that NECA blind box.
Oh.
Which it's fine, but he has very loose joints and he's very shiny deco, right? Compared to like the more matte animated style of these. So this one I was very pumped to find. I figured this would be the first thing to go out of all of that. But I went back to Target today, 2 days after I got this, and there's still a Shredder there. So I don't know.
I'm still looking for Panda Khan. I thought he was supposed to be popping up with this.
Yeah. So I haven't seen. Those are the only Turtles items I saw. And then, of course, I talked about the mini comics. So this is my representation to show you that they are there. So the only one I haven't opened yet, because this was the first review that went up on a lot of channels, but now I see it's popping up at GameStop all over the place this weekend. So I got to get on that and get that out. So maybe tomorrow.
These are popping up in GameStop now?
Yeah, some people were posting in groups showing photos of Rom, because Rom actually went live on GameStop ready to ship last week. So, but nothing else, just Rom.
Okay.
AI, man.
AI.
AI.
And then just a couple more things. So Target had that sale about 2 weeks ago. I wasn't here last week, lotto tickets, smokes, whatever. So these are my pickups from the previous week, but I did do some NECA backtracking. So finally was able to get Belly Bomb. I've been trying to locate this figure since it came out. So excited that was there. And then American Werewolf in London set. So I have the rest of the things they've put out so far. So glad that they put out Jack and David. And Elliot and E.T. So.
Oh, that's a good set. That's a cool set. You can put him next to Millhouse on the bike.
They're going to bike race. It's going to be a whole thing. So that was like, I think you spend a certain amount and then toys were marked down or something. I don't know. So anyway, they weren't full price. So they were kind of things I'd been waiting on to get. So finally paid off. So
it's basically free, right? That's what we tell ourselves.
Yeah.
It's on sale. You have to buy it.
It's like free plus $35 shipping and handling.
What's $35? Right. Can he?
That's like a super chat. That's like a super chat. And,
that's like a super chat.
Right,
I would
exactly.
like for the channel right now.
Exactly.
We got to get David a birthday present, guys. Come on.
I do accept dragons. So
see,
come on. Stripograms are not cheap. Okay,
they are not. And then my final pickup for the week, I spider sperm. So
wow,
there you go.
Just the sperm.
Yeah, I got rid of the Spider-Man. I only kept the spider sperm.
Right.
It's not worth it, but this is worth it, folks.
There you go.
I wonder how much spider sperm is going to pop up on eBay.
Somebody bought several of these and they're just going to sell a load.
Yeah.
Mine came in a cup. No. Oh. All right. So great pickups, Kenny. Great pickups. Alexi. Okay, he's back. He didn't go to break your leg or anything. Okay.
No.
So, Alexi, what did you pick up this week?
Yeah, so I actually do have some pickups. I guess we'll start with things that were carried over from previous pickups or pickups from previous weeks. And the first one of those is my Raphael from NECA Mirage Toys. Raphael. He's in this dynamic pose, because when you get figures on the first day, they have to fight. So he was fighting Aki from SH Figuarts, and that is from the franchise of Chainsaw Man. So we also got Aki from SH Figuarts. I'll show you the box here just so you can have an
Weeb shit,
idea.
right, guys?
Some
Right?
weeb shit.
Time to refill my
I'm
drink.
weebed out, dog. I'm weebed out. But just like Megan Thee Stallion, I'm a weeb and a baddie. So there it is. Aki. This completes the SH Figuarts so far Chainsaw Man crew, which includes Chainsaw Man, Miss Makima, Power, Denji, which is Chainsaw Man in his human form, and Aki, as well as Sword or Samurai Sword Man. And that's the main villain for the end of the arc. So happy to attribute this to the weeb shit. I also got in a couple Mafex Spider-Man. And the first one is the Toby Mafex Spider-Man.
So
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, honest opinion. This has been a very controversial figure since its release. What are your honest opinions on it, Alexi? So a lot of people don't like it. The shoulders, something about it being glossy. I don't know. I didn't get it.
So I saw a lot of people. Well, that's not fair. I saw Toy Migos. I don't know if it was They're Not Dolls or if it was the Chat Migos episode, but they were talking about getting this figure with a matte spray. And I'm showing this now without any additional spray or any efforts. And it doesn't look like it needs a matte spray.
That doesn't look glossy at all.
Yeah, exactly. I really like it. I got most of these figures in last night. I had some time to myself, so I was in the collection room here, and I was playing with them. Aki and Raphael were fighting. Toby was out of the package, and he was fighting. They were all having a good time, and I have no problems with this. I will say that if you're in the debate between SH Figure Arts Toby and this Mafex Toby, it really falls down to preference, man. I'm in the Mafex camp, so I was excited to see what Mafex could do, and I'm happy to see what Mafex did with it. I sold my SH Figure Arts a while back. I bought it, I enjoyed it, and then I sold it off. For my personal liking, I don't prefer the articulated cheeks that SHF has, which
Yeah.
usually has like an additional cut like in the middle of the gluteus maximus.
Yeah.
And
I've got that
so,
one up there.
yeah,
I can
yeah.
confirm. Cheeks.
So what Mafex does, I'm totally fine with it. And again, I'm a Mafex collector, so I'm used to what they do. I'm used to their style, and I really like this Toby. I like it. Again, I sold the SHF because I was waiting for this, and I am absolutely happy with it. So no problem with this whatsoever.
Was there any web sperm involved?
There was web sperm involved, but it didn't come in the packaging. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's
Uh,
never as fun when it comes in the packaging.
right. Yeah, it depends on where it comes. This time I didn't prefer it in the packaging. You know what I'm saying? But usually I prefer to come in the packaging. Moving along, uh, Spider-Man 2099 is the other Mafex that I picked up. And as you can see, still in the box, and I have not opened it up, but I was really looking forward to this shipment. And I know we talked about it last episode, but things are getting more expensive. We may have jumped the gun on being priced out because we just got hit with another round of guess what? The things you like are about to get more expensive. End quote.
Word of the
So
day: tariff.
terrific. These are some terrific posts, and I'm happy to have them.
Terrifying.
Yeah, terrifying is another way to describe it, but I'm really excited to open in the Mafex 2099. So again, haven't done it yet, but when you get like so many figures in a shipment and you're a collector who has a lot of stuff, you really want to give the attention to the things you have that deserve it. So I didn't get to open 2099 and appreciate it, but Toby, Raphael and Aki were more than worth the appreciation, and I had a good time playing around with them. So haven't got to 2099 yet, but I'm sure I'll like it.
That's why there's 7 days in a week, Lexi.
That's right.
There you go. There you go. All right. So anything else hiding in there?
That's it.
Nope. All right. So, oh God, you got me terrified now. Terrified of the increased prices. And we'll get to some of that a little bit. So, is it going to ruin my new AliExpress? I don't want to call it an obsession, but speaking of AliExpress,
But it's an obsession.
Yeah. So I told you guys I sold off like my Mafex Robert Pattinson Batman, my SH Figure Arts Christian Bale Batman, because I decided McFarlane's getting a little better and he's doing all of the different Batmen, so I want them all on the same scale. I still could not bring myself to backtrack and buy that Robert Pattinson Batman because it was so terrible. I can't remember if I talked about this before, but this is the Fonjoy. I know it's kind of older. But this is their Robert Pattinson Batman. And cloth wired cape. This was $10 on AliExpress. So, and it has drop down hips for some reason. But no thigh cut and no bicep swivel. I would say the articulation it's like a pinless McFarlane, if that makes sense. and it's the exact same size. So this is going to be my Robert Pattinson representation, if you will. It's like a pinless McFarlane figure that comes with accessories and import would come with. So it's like a merger of McFarlane, Mafex, or SH Figure Arts. So it's decent. The face sculpt is, well, not the sculpt's fine. The finish on it is kind of glossy on the face, so it looks kind of weird, but it'll do its job. I don't need a amazing Robert Pattinson Batman. I just need one to fill that role. Who knows? Maybe McFarlane will do a new one that blows that one out of the water. I doubt it. But $10, you can't beat it, right? Also, from AliExpress, this is a NECA heavy stream, guys, because I'm not a huge turtle guy, but I had a lot of turtle toys growing up, and I watched the original 80s show. Like, was it 87 or whatever? But I watched it throughout the 90s, and I had so many turtle toys, but it always bothered me that none of the toys looked like the show. So, also from AliExpress, I got all of the Pizza Club turtles. So, got Leonardo, my favorite, Raphael. Let's see here. Of course, Donatello, I guess, because you have to. And Mikey. The accessories these come with are amazing. I think I'm turning a corner on NECA because I don't know, man. Just the pack outs, like they all come with like little animal buddies, and there's the goldfish, there's the chef's hat. Yeah, Mikey comes. I'll have to get up and get the box in a
So are
second.
those
Sure
those are the individual turtles that you picked up from Ollie?
Yep.
Okay, and those are the individual turtles that got grouped into the Turtles in Disguise pack, right?
Yeah, but these are like packed out with those accessories and
Yeah.
everything. And AliExpress shipped them weird. So I figured since I did such a big order, because it was one of those where stuff was like discounted, and like the more you order, the more coupons they give you, and all the coupons stacked. So it ended up being a large order for like, I got a lot off of it. And when they shipped the turtles separate from everything else, they were in a bag with the plastic trays taken out of the boxes stacked up. But the boxes were then in there, slid beside the trays, because they wanted to protect the boxes. Because when I got them, I did something kind of stupid. I got them. I opened up the baggie, right? It was in bubble wrap. I fixed the boxes, slid all the trays into the boxes, and resealed it so I could sit down and appreciate the packaging before opening them. So I was like, "You're not going to do this to me, okay?"
You rebuilt what they would have looked like
Yes.
if they were packed properly to be shipped.
Plus, my 4-year-old, loves, like, we're in the store, like looking at toys and stuff. He loves the NECA packaging because you can open the window. Like, he loves going to that aisle in Target, and he's always like, "Oh, can I open this one? Can I open this one?" So it was also kind of for him. He loved opening it and looking at all the stuff and everything. He kept trying to run off with the boxes. Like, imagine a 4-year-old trying to carry 4 NECA turtle boxes, like running away. Like, "These are mine." Like, "No, get back over here." But yeah. Kenny, what is this? Kenny became a channel member. Kenny, you were already a channel member. What did you just do?
I upgraded. I told David I would upgrade so I could vote on things. I don't know why I upgraded, but there was a reason.
Too
Kenny,
late
now,
for copy number 1. You got to wait for copy number 2.
That's it. I just want to be on the next one, you know?
it's okay. Then the next one, Kenny, might be amazing. You never know.
That's what I hear.
So got the NECA turtles, and I think I'm turning a corner on NECA. I think those really won me over. They're really good. Also, I'm torn on this. So I got Marvel Legends Electro, right?
Allegedly Jamie Foxx Electro. Yes.
Yeah. So didn't come with the flight stand, by the way. Also a flight stand off AliExpress, like 60 cents. You know, whatever.
Nice.
You're torn on him. Why?
Why is this $39?
Ooh, I did get that.
Well, the Tims. He's wearing the Tims.
All right. It's a good figure. Don't get me wrong. And I like the lightning accessories, but this should be a general release It really should.
Yeah, absolutely.
The sculpting is great, but we talked about this last week. I don't think new sculpt is an excuse anymore for a higher price point when you look at a company like McFarlane or a company like NECA doing new sculpts all the time. And they stay at their price points that they're at generally. And the torso won't really line up on mine. I don't know if you, and that bugs me. Like, I don't know. That's probably not going to come
What kind of
across.
articulation does the torso have? Is it just twisty, or do you get a ball joint?
I think it's a double ball joint. Yeah, it's a double ball joint. And you're not getting much out of it because of all the sculpting.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, once you start moving it around, like you see these two yellow lines, like it's probably not going to, there's a yellow line on this part and a yellow line on this part.
Mm-hmm.
Once you start moving, that's never going to line up. You have to like force it to line up. Like right there, I don't know. There's something weird going on where things don't like to line up. All these, like you see all the hoses or whatever, and they're all pegged in with these peg points, and kind of like Lightning Collection Lord Zed, but these want to keep popping out everywhere. I'm about to just take some super glue to them and like just glue them all down.
Do it. I'm
gonna have to, because honestly, I'm gonna have him posed up like this on a flight stand on my live action Spider-Man shelf, and he's never gonna move. Right? So he looks good though, and I can see. Honestly, it looks like there is a Jamie Foxx likeness when you look at it from the side.
No, so somebody posted a picture where they popped that off. It does actually look like Jamie Foxx under there. So,
but there's a big hole in the middle of.
But there's a big hole in his forehead. Yeah.
Huh.
Just like Jamie Foxx,
right?
So they're saving the regular Jamie Foxx head. It's going to come with the Maximum Series Electro. So.
Yeah, with the hoses that don't pop out. Yeah,
exactly. And last throw-in item off AliExpress. So it was like, oh, add one more item to unlock a new coupon, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. So this popped up. It's like a little vinyl Psyduck in sand armor with the perfect cell head on it. So if you know anything about Dragon Ball, you might be saying that makes no sense to have the Saiyan armor and a cell head, right? As if that's what's bothering you about a Psyduck and Dragon Ball. You can take that off if it bothers you that much. And this, I expected it was like super cheap item to like add on to just basically get it for free with the coupon it unlocked. I expected it to be like 3D printed and hollow. It's solid. Like, it's super solid. This is like a little desk buddy. It's going to go right next to my Golden Duck trophy. Right here on, hold on. So who's the real duck racing champion? Dan who? Okay. Who's the real duck racing champion? So that's cool. That was the last item off the, no, I lied. Because Blockies, right? Pokemon line. I went ahead and got the last two of the deluxe, I guess, the bigger Pokemon that I needed. Look at everything this comes with. Fully articulated, comes with accessories, and this base you put together with these effects. So there's that one, but the other one, Ceruledge, looks really badass. Nice. Look at that. These were like $15 on AliExpress. If they get the license to release these in the US, they'll probably be like $20. I don't know with tariffs, they'll probably be $30 or $40. But, which I heard a rumor. I don't want to start any rumors, but I heard a rumor since licensings are like coming up that Jazzware's Pokemon license is on the table potentially for 2026. So that could be interesting. I like what Jazzwares is doing with it, but it could be interesting to see like what a Mattel or a Hasbro might do.
McFarlane.
Like, oh, Jesus Christ.
There you go.
Say that out loud.
There you go. You know?
I don't need.
He's freed up some space. DC's gone. You know, he's got to pick up some new things.
A 7-inch Pikachu with pinned joint.
Pika Spawn.
Let's see. Now we're talking.
He would give them joint like pins in like the elbows and knees, but they still wouldn't articulate.
Yeah.
So
We just had some extra pins laying around, so
And
Bonkachu.
No female Pokemon, though. No female Pokemon.
my only non-AliExpress pickup is another Pokemon thing. These are the dioramas that Jazzwares do. It comes with like a little mini diorama
Sick.
and 2 Pokemon. So it came with Trubbish, little Trash, and Magnemite on his little stand.
Magnemite on a Parisian balcony.
Yes. So
Magnemite can vacation, but none of us can.
these are so cool because even like the back are kind of like detailed.
yeah.
And you could hide a Pokemon behind the bush right there. This one is from the newest wave that came out. It actually came out a while ago, but the distribution on these suck. That's Jazzware's distribution with their Pokemon, except the Select line and Targets. Those are better, but it's really hard to find Pokemon stuff in your area, depending on where you are. So that's what I like what Jazzwares is doing with these, because I don't need Magnemite to have articulation, right? I just need that representation. It'd be interesting to see what another company could do distribution-wise, if they could make the distribution better. But this is really cool. There's more potential leaks of environments, but we don't know if they'll actually see when
Environmental leaks.
Environmental leaks, right? Maximum environmental leaks. So yeah, that's it for pickups. Yeah, so all my junk, Pokemon junk, right? Let's see here. So, gentlemen.
Yes, please.
I guess that leads us into our main topic of I might have to get another drink here in a second. We're going to go to good old Toy Arc. Thank you, Toy Arc, for providing us with the slideshow I do not have to make. So, our main topic today is going to be the Hasbro stream of all the maximum reveals they did. So Maximum Hulk. Well, do you guys want to knock Maximum Hulk out first, or you want to save it to last and just go through everything else?
Save it. I think we should save it. I think it's going to be the most robust discussion, so we should save that for like Chef's Kiss, end of the stream.
Yeah. Let's hype it up, and then like make it really small and not really dive into it when we get there.
I do want to say, before we get into everything, everybody chill the hell out. Everyone has opinions. These are our opinions. My opinion is not going to be the same as Kenny's, Alexi's, or David's, or it might be. That's why I like having an array of co-hosts on this show. I don't want to do a show where it's just my opinion. I want to hear other people's opinions. And, I think everybody's opinion is valid. Stuff might be for you. It might not be for you. We're here to talk about what we like and what we don't like. And hell, if you're in the chat and you're watching this or on the replay, let us know what you like and what you don't like. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. This is a hobby for fun. Wow. That
You guys
being
are having
said,
fun.
no,
Yeah.
not
No
another.
one told Kenny he was supposed to be having fun.
The fuck?
Oh man.
Sorry, Kenny. Sorry.
Oh no.
But that being said, everyone's gonna have feelings like, crap, another freaking Red Guardian, and they're not doing this character. Hey, valid point. But we can complain about it. At the end of the day, you voice your opinion. I don't care. It doesn't affect me if you buy any of these or if you don't. I'm gonna give my honest opinion on them. I know David, Alexi, and Kenny will too. But yeah, let's just have fun. Everybody chill the hell out, okay? Maximum Hulk, we'll get to it. I have opinions. At the end of the day, my opinion on something shouldn't affect how you feel about it, okay? Maybe you'll be like, oh, he has a good point. Maybe you'll be like, that guy's a piece of crap, and I hate this channel. I don't care what he says. I'm only staying for David, Kenny, and Alexi. And
It's more likely they'll say David has a good point. I mean, let's just
right.
So
So yeah, and that disclaimer out of the way. Now, getting into the stream, guys, I freaking hated everything. I'm just kidding. So
is Toy Arc laid out like chronologically with how they did the stream reveal?
Probably
Or no?
not. Let's. I know Hulk's at the end because I double checked. I think it is laid out chronologically. So
Oh, yeah.
they first showed off, Daredevil Born Again. I think it's a prototype. We're guessing this is going to be in a wave, or this and like one or I think people are guessing, or it was leaked that there's going to be a total of 3 figures from the show in a wave somehow, right? Am I remembering that correctly?
I think it was only 2 that I
2?
heard of.
Okay. So this
They
and
showed,
Punisher.
yeah, they showed this, and then they said there was another character, but they didn't specify which character. So we only have 2 guaranteed. This and something that's unknown.
So you guys think this is going to be in like a mixed wave, or they're going to kind of be what they're doing with figures here lately? Like, oh, this is just a release, like Walmart exclusive, Target exclusive, and just 2 figures.
The rumor was that there's a MCU mixed wave, which is like what if characters, and 2 from Daredevil Born Again, and so like I think that was the leaked list. So if that's to be believed, it's this and another one from the show and a couple what if characters. So
Rick's here. Hey, Rick, it's okay. You're late. Everybody else was too, Rick.
You found a way to be later than Alexi and Kenny.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. I was
Thank you.
late, therefore making David late. Alexi was even later, and then Kenny was even later. And Andrew's going to be the latest of us all because he's not coming. So, and Chi-Chi did say I had great pickups. Thank you, Chi-Chi. Thank you. I appreciate that. And John Morrissey, going broke via this hobby is such fun, isn't it? Isn't it? We got to spend our money on something, and I don't really care to buy eggs, so screw it.
Yeah.
Right.
Omelets?
So I'm gonna be honest. So I sold my Netflix Daredevil, Marvel Legends Daredevil, a while ago. I've got this one on pre-order. I don't know if I'm keeping the pre-order or not, because I'm not 100% sure I have a spot for it on my shelf. But maybe it'll be one of those things where once some reviewers get it in hand, I see the reviews, I'll pick it up, or maybe I'll cancel the pre-order and pick it up later. I don't foresee this one necessarily selling out with how live action figures have been doing here lately. Even like you can even find like Deadpool and Wolverines out and about on websites. So we'll see. We'll see. Right. Opinions on this, you guys?
Yeah, I'll go. I also sold my Netflix Daredevil from I believe it was the Man Thing wave. So I sold that Daredevil a while back, and that was in a lot with the Matt Murdock from the No Way Home. So that was the Matt Murdock that was on a retro card. I think I sold both of them for like $50 or $60. And I remember getting a comment on the post to sell of like, would you be interested in selling just the Daredevil? And my response was like, what would I do with only an unmasked Matt Murdock? So they sold together. I'm interested in this figure, but I haven't like traced down any pre-orders or anything. I don't know if I will pre-order it. But if you will notice, it does have a beard or like the facial hair instead of the original Netflix Daredevil, which was clean shaven under the mask.
Right.
Although it does also have the updated articulation and, of course, the accessories that look much better than the original Daredevil. But I'm on the fence. I don't know if I need this Daredevil in my collection, having sold the unmasked Matt Murdock and not owning. It's important to understand I don't have any of the other Netflix characters from this wave, such as Punisher. So I'm not sure about this. It looks really good from the renders, and of course, their like mismatched color prototype that they showed in the stream looks good, but I'm still not certain on picking this up. I've sold my previous Netflix Daredevil. I do love Charlie Cox as Daredevil, but I don't know that I'll pick this up.
Well, thanks, Alexi. I just canceled my pre-order. Kenny.
Yeah. So same, like I sold my previous one. I actually sold it back when he was announced to be in She-Hulk, because I figured it, at some point we're gonna get this updated version, right? It didn't come when I thought, but I'm glad it didn't. I'm glad they waited. So I'm in for it, but at the same time, I've largely moved away from collecting any MCU or Marvel movie related stuff. So I'm also kind of in that spot where I'm like, where am I going to put this? I don't have the dedicated space for that stuff anymore. So, yeah, I mean,
You have nothing from the Netflix though. You don't
well,
have the Jessica Jones or
I have the
Defenders pack.
Punisher. Well, no, I just have the Punisher is the only one that I kept because like I have a shelf solely dedicated to Wolverine, Deadpool, and Punisher, right? So like just all of the versions of those three characters. But yeah, I got rid of the rest and kept a very small bit of actual MCU stuff. So I don't know, but I also am like considering where Daredevil is going to go down the line. So I think I'll stick with the pre-order and keep it. And that's a future Kenny problem, right? So I'll worry about it then.
By then you'll have hit the lottery anyway, Kenny. So
yeah, that's true. And we should find out soon, I think, right? I don't know what time they do that, but tonight at some point. So yeah.
And what was that home address again?
Yeah.
You don't say it here, just DM it to me. Okay. No reason.
So I guess kind of in the middle, right? It looks good from what we see. It will be a decent figure, I think. I just don't know where the home for said figure is going to be.
Are you watching the Netflix Daredevil?
Yeah,
not Netflix, Disney Plus.
The Disney
Daredevil
Plus
now.
Daredevil. Yeah,
yeah.
And I'm really enjoying it. So maybe it just goes on one of my random like movie TV shelves, right? It doesn't have to go with the Marvel Legends necessarily. So it could just be a standalone figure on one of those shelves, right? Just a sole representation of that series. So
fair point in the chat. My excitement for this figure kind of relies on how good the show is
season one
and how season one ends.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's very fair. David, how many of these are you buying?
Just the one. I did not pre-order it, but I will get it. It looks very well executed. The red is much better, I think, than the previous one. I still have the previous one. I don't sell anything. I'm not like all of you turncoats. But yeah, I will find a place for this. I mean, if you have an MCU Spider-Man or an MCU Punisher, then you have a place for Daredevil to stand next to.
Is David the John Cena of action figure collecting? He's been a hero the whole time. We're waiting for him to turn heel.
I think so. He's just gonna sell it all one day.
That's right.
The only John Cena references I will understand are if he's in white underwear in the Peacemaker show. That's about it. Any wrestling ones are gonna go right over my head, and I can't see that.
You meant that.
Yeah.
You get that reference, David. Already.
Maybe.
Now, I don't believe a single thing you say from this point forward, okay? I don't get any John Cena reference. But okay.
And you have David, you have the Man-Thing wave, you have the Netflix Punisher, you have the Jessica Jones. Do you have the Defenders pack as well?
Yep. With the train set, the train box.
You're a goddamn hero,
box.
David. You're a goddamn hero.
Yeah,
Cheers
man.
to that.
And I'm not sending my address to any of you. That's it.
Of that Defenders pack, who do you think is the weakest figure? Is it like Jessica Jones or one of the older female
Probably
molds?
Jessica Jones, just because it's as basic as it's more basic than the single release because she's got no jacket.
Yeah.
So it's just like a girl in a t-shirt, like womp womp. But the Iron Fist is kind of whack also.
The Iron Fist is whack for sure.
Yeah. Speaking of whack, what?
That's all you have to say.
Justin, you're not a fan?
I don't know, man. I'm just kind of, I don't know. Like, is this a big enough? These are going to be for somebody, obviously. Somebody's going to like them.
I actually have good things to say about this, but go ahead.
Yeah, I think the Alina is. We need a good, like an updated. I had the first one from the Black Widow movie. I had sold it. It wasn't that great of a figure. I didn't like the likeness. I never picked up the second one that was released from what was Hawkeye, right?
Yeah.
This one looks better, so that's good. The Red Guardian, the first release was kind of terrible. The second one in that 2-pack was actually, I think, a good figure. I think the likeness was there. So they obviously if this one's even better, it's gonna have a really good likeness. And the suit looks cool, but I think I'm just kind of I was big into the MCU and was getting like everything Marvel Legends wise for the MCU. And then I ended up selling everything after Endgame because I just was falling out of love with it, with the shows and the movies and everything. I have Deadpool and Wolverine figures. So anything else they come out with that, I'll get it because it's kind of a standalone thing along with I kept all the No Way Home figures because that's like the Spider-Verse kind of thing is its own thing in my mind. So I have like the Spider-Verse shelf up on top and then kind of the Infinity Saga cubes down below. So I don't necessarily have a spot for this, but if they're upgrades to the other figures, then good. And if the movie turns out good, then these will sell. The movie is really going to affect these. Kenny.
Yeah, I'm good.
I also okay, so like you said, Justin, the original issues of these characters are they're products of their time. But looking at these characters now and these figures, this is such an upgrade. Like the head sculpt on these, assuming that they are similar to what we're looking at as far as renders and with Red Guardian. Yes, a big complaint for Red Guardian is that he doesn't have a shield, but it doesn't look like
Oh,
for his, yeah, he's got the two guns, but he doesn't have a shield. And a lot of people, that's what they're complaining about as far as why they don't like this issue. But if you have the earlier Red Guardian, and I did, like I was a collector that I was doing MCU, I was doing comic, and along the way I kind of parted from MCU and I sold a lot of that, but and that includes the earlier issues of Red Guardian as well as the earlier issues of Yelena Belova in her white costume. So I really like what they've done with these releases, especially to take into account that they haven't done a lot of MCU figures in the last like 2 or 3 years. They also haven't done really anything as far as reissuing MCU. So I'm liking the face sculpts. I'm liking the body sculpts, the accessories that they're coming with. Of course, they're not coming with anything over the top or maximum, you could say. But if you're looking for MCU, this is a nice way to wet your whistle because it has been dry recently. But the sculpts look good. I think the representation of the characters are there, especially with like the things that they're packing in. So I like these. I'm not picking them up myself, but I'm not an MCU collector. And I know there are MCU collectors out there. Maybe this isn't what they're asking for, but this is what's happening in the MCU right now. So this is what's on the table, and I like them.
and I'm just going to talk about both. These are 2-packs. It's two packs. So Alexi, do you have anything specific to say? I figure we can talk about both the 2-packs
No,
together.
these two figures, they can fuck off. I actually hate these, and I don't know why they wasted production value by making no. I feel the same way. Of course, it's not I almost said Winter Soldier, but it's US Agent. Of course, US Agent, I think, is the worst offender of like, wow, you're just gonna give us a repaint for some shit that we've
Yeah,
had like twice already. And I
but they got it
absolutely
right this
understand
time.
that. He's got a new head or a new
Yeah,
hat and the
it-
shield and this time Johnny Mayonnaise has a beard and
Correct.
I
yeah.
realize I'm aware that I just said that for Charlie Cox and Daredevil, but this time like
This time I hate it.
yeah. The irony is not lost on me, I promise you. But this time it is a character that's literally known for like being Johnny Mayonnaise. So I didn't pick up the earlier version of MCU US Agent, and I won't be picking up this one, but I actually do look forward to seeing this movie. And
Yeah,
Amanda
same.
and we're MCU fans, so I'll be there for the midnight showing, but I won't be picking up any of these figures.
Kenny, did you have anything to say about the second 2-pack?
I'm good. No,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh no, go ahead, Kenny.
No, I look at same as Alexi. Like I'm a fan of the MCU still. I'm gonna go see it opening day. You know, I'm looking forward to it. Back to my point about like shrinking down my MCU collection in general. I don't have a space for this. I think it was kind of interesting though that we got the Sentry spoiler, basically, right? I don't know if I guess Funko put out a version, but this is like a pretty decent spoiler for the movie because we hadn't seen that yet.
Whoops. This render looks kind of off, right?
It looks odd. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I don't know if it's the colors or what.
I'm out on all of these figures, but I am still very much looking forward to the movie. There's nothing in there that I really need to add, right? Like I have the previous version of Red Guardian, a previous version of Yelena, a previous version of US Agent. They're not big enough for me to need to upgrade, right? Like the representation is there and I'm good. Sentry, I guess Sentry, my desire to add Sentry to that would really depend on the movie. So that's where I'll leave it, as like I'm not 100% out, but I'm probably like 90% out.
And Kenny, you said Funko leaked the Sentry for that. This is the Funko, right? No, that's just a huge.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's never mind. So I'm at the end of the day, like people are going to complain that MCU figures are taking up part of the budget, but they kind of they're going, as long as the MCU keeps going, they're going to make these figures.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's taking part of the budget, yes, but would we be getting some of the comic figures without the MCU keeping the line afloat like it did in earlier years, right? Can we agree that the MCU did inject some lifeblood into the line? And now, I mean, you take the good with the bad because now they're sticking with it, even though it has taken a nosedive. And will these end up at Ollie's? Who knows?
Probably. I think, go ahead.
No, yeah, just real quick. I was just going to say, like, there just hasn't been a lot for MCU fans over the last 2 years, really, right? Like, there have just been like sparse releases for MCU figures. So, look, they need to get theirs too, right? You know, just because, you know, not everybody's going to collect everything, but like there is a fan base that solely collects MCU stuff. And
I think there's like an MCU collector out there. There might be like 24.
There's 24 of
right?
them.
Yeah.
That guy's got to be an idiot. I was just going to address Flat Puma in the chat, asking us how we feel about this being 2-packs versus like a wave. Just to Kenny's like disagreement, in the past they would pack in these MCU figures along with a bath at the end, and that's how they would kind of balance out the wave. But since they're not doing baths anymore, then they kind of have to do these 2-packs where they're like, hey, remember this character that you've had 4 times or 3 times? Well, now he's packed with Sentry. So I mean, any collector can disagree with the 2-pack methodology, but you can also understand that, like, how else would these figures sell? So if they're not going to do the bath, then the 2-pack is kind of their only avenue.
Yeah.
It's the safer route, right?
Yeah.
Because they're in 2-packs, it's like, oh, I really want that Sentry, but I already have both previous John Walkers.
Right.
You're going to pick up the 2-pack because you want the Sentry. Right?
So it kind of, I find it interesting almost that, you know, Red Guardian and Yelena are in a 2-pack together, right? Like in this 2-pack, there's a new character, right? Which is kind of how they tend to load these to almost force you to buy that other one. So the Yelena and Red Guardian 2-pack might suffer because of that. A lot of people could just be like, well, I don't need either of those. So pass.
That's true. David, your thoughts on both these 2-packs? Which one do you want to talk about first? You want me to bring one up?
Well, either it doesn't really matter, but I kind of echo a lot of what you guys say is what I would say about this. I mean, Flipuma's comment about the Daredevil Born Again figure kind of applies to this. My excitement for the figures relies on how good the movie is and how it ends. We kind of already know from like the Doomsday cast reveal that like these characters survive and appear in that movie. So I plan to get them, but like I will be less excited about it if the movie's not engaging. So like, and I think like to your point about the 2-packs, like yeah, like the Sentry is the I gotta get half of this 2-pack, and the U.S. Agent is the you're gonna have to get him, you're gonna have to take him and like him if you want the Sentry. Whereas in the Red Guardian Yelena, I think Yelena's kind of the dud because it's just this bland jumpsuit, boiler suit, like one color thing, and the Red Guardian has the 2 head sculpts and like a updated version of the suit, and it looks more interesting to me. Like has more color. The bald head looks like it's cool with the like buzz shadow of the hair. You know, like
Got gray in the beard.
The gray and like it looks very well detailed. So like the Red Guardian, I think, is the star of that 2-pack. He may not have a shield if he doesn't use it in the movie. Like there may be a story behind that. Like just because he had a shield in the previous doesn't mean he's used it. You know, he still has it to use it in this one.
The shield will come with the 3rd 2-pack.
Well, that's the question that remains. How would they? Because you would imagine they would still do a Ghost figure and a Bucky figure from this, at least. It's not a Taskmaster. I doubt Taskmaster will be.
My question was for David. Like, is your collection, is MCU a big chunk of your collection? So are these must-gets, or are these maybe upgrades, or like you said, like, yeah, I'm looking forward to it, but meh.
I will get them. I have an MCU, like I have a bookshelf, then like it's big, and each that's what he said.
How big is it?
Each shelf of the bookshelf is like a portion of the MCU. So like there's like a shelf that's like Captain America, Black Widow, Iron Man, and then there's a shelf that's like Eternals, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Captain Marvel. So like it's kind of separated by like cosmic and Earth and mutants
all
and
MCU.
Villains. Yeah.
All MCU.
So I would, it's top to bottom MCU. The top shelf, like on the top of the bookcase, is like in an Endgame kind of battle scene. But so I'm definitely gonna get them. I just don't I don't know what to expect from this movie. Like I'm kind of like the characters as we know them as up to this point are kind of mid.
Are you more excited for this movie or for Captain America New World Order?
Well, now having seen Brave New World,
Brave New World.
I don't even know if I should get excited for this movie. Before seeing Brave New World, I probably was more excited for that. But now that I've seen it, like now I'm really like terrified of like what is this going to be.
And do you have an idea of what the asterisk for Thunderbolts might mean in the cinema?
No, I have no idea. And I don't know if they even have an idea of why.
Somebody was just throw that on there. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Just play it. Yeah.
Like I just want to feel like there's an overarching purpose behind the MCU from this point forward. And I haven't seen evidence of that through any of the projects yet. Because they're all very patchwork and not really affecting each other and very self-contained in a bubble and like not really building to the future, like with breadcrumbs to like this is where we're gonna go. Like there's none of that. There's no momentum. So it's just like I'm kind of trying to take every project as it comes and see like if this is the thing that will like re-engage me and make me excited about. Oh, they could do this next, and oh, they could tell this story, and oh, they could introduce this character. Like, I'm most curious about Sentry and how they're gonna introduce him and what his storyline is going to be. But beyond that, I really don't have I'm not lying awake at night like wondering what is going to be the Red Guardian and Yelena subplot in this movie. You know?
I know what it is.
What if Sentry is this movie's Rentraw?
That would be
Just-
hilarious. That would be hilarious.
It's a flyby. Who was that? Nice.
Mhm.
The asterisk is there because here's what happens. If the movie's good, then they just kind of like make it disappear. Like, it was just a joke, guys. But if the movie's bad, then there's a little note at the bottom saying that this was a Sony movie.
Exactly. Yeah. Pock Photo says, yeah, basically that.
No
Kenny.
refunds. There you go.
Yeah, no refunds. No refunds.
Reference to the fine print.
Yeah, Pock Photos is here, as well as Burgos says Superman is his #1 most anticipated movie. And Rick in the chat says, please MCU, hire a new costume designer. Putting little lines everywhere is getting old.
Right. I mean, he's very like legitimately translated from the comic books, but they just really just added like cell shading lines to the costume.
Yeah.
Guys,
Yeah.
this needs more lines.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a big
You
Go
said
ahead.
cell shading, David. McFarlane's ears just perked up.
I mean, what else could you describe it as? Like, it's just accentuating the contours of the costume.
Are any of you guys upset at like the reveal of the costume that we saw on the figure? There are some people that say spoiler, but I don't think that's.
I kind of know what Sentry looks like, so
Yeah.
Showing us that hey, he looks very much like the comic. That's not like a wow.
Okay.
You've ruined the movie for me.
Now,
I just think it's weird that they're packing a Funko Pop in with John Walker. It's weird, man.
Yeah.
If he had some like crazy costume that didn't make sense, then you'd have like everybody be in an uproar like that. What is that? You know?
Right. Like,
but then it would be a spoiler to like, oh,
don't we
that's what
see him in like
like.
Scrubs, like he's in a mental institution or something? Like, if they released him
Whatever
in
building,
the body that
the initial
Legion
trailer,
comes in, like the Legion figure with Bob's head on it, like
that would exactly.
be a bit of an upset, I'm sure, you know. But who knows?
John Morrissey says, I don't understand why fans are asking for a shield. Saying Red Guardian didn't even use one in Black Widow, didn't he, for a little while?
It was present in the movie.
Yeah.
It
was there, but it wasn't like a big deal, I think. Right?
No.
Yeah.
He might have even lost it at one point, or in like the third act, maybe. I don't know.
But I mean, the fact that we all have to ask
point, John.
is kind of like shows how non-integral it was to the
Exactly.
Well, what if the whole plot point in the movie is like, crap, like on the way to the big fights, like I left it at home.
I left
like,
the shield at the diner with the shawarma. Damn.
With the shawarma.
JBTM is here. Hello, gentlemen. Hello, JB. So let's see here. So let's move on. Let's move on past the Thunderbolts that we're all excited for. So this reveal got a lot of hate. Okay. I'm going to be controversial. I really like this. And everyone's saying like, well, it was a terrible movie, blah, 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 blah. So, I mean, it still existed. And you telling me they haven't made figures for terrible movies before? It is a reach back and everything, but I think there is a place for this. I'm not happy about the price point. We can talk about that.
But consider the source, Justin. You like that Carnage, Let There Be Carnage figure, right?
Oh, God. Hey, no, that is a good figure. That is a good figure. Terrible movie, but a good figure. But in my thing, I'm going to pull out my best Dan Who impersonation here. It's all about the representation, right? No, for real, though. Like, I think this is a good representation. Spider-Man 3 was a movie. It did happen. It was not a good movie.
It wasn't.
It wasn't. But, I mean, this has a spot on my Spider-Verse shelf up there. My live-action Spider-Verse shelf. This has a spot. I'm going to display it just like this with the Bully Toby head. With the I like this.
That does look cool. That looks cool.
Yeah, because I have the CT Toys black suit Toby up there with the mask on. So this one will be up there too. So I understand it's not for everybody. I hate the price. It's $37.99 on Entertainment Earth. It's $34.99 Big Bad Toy Store. On Amazon and Hasbro Pulse, it's 30, I believe. So I pre-ordered mine on Amazon. As I don't know why the hell the price is higher. I guess because it's a single release. Like
you don't think you don't get as much as Electro that you for that?
I don't know, man. I guess if they had given us one other, I don't know. Yeah, why the hell was Electro $40? I don't know.
No one knows. There seems to be less rhyme and reason. But
yeah,
I would offer this though, because I see the price thing coming up quite often. But all right, Spider-Man figures, it's an easy thing for them to throw a Spidey tax on, right? Think of like the PS4 and the PS5 Spider-Man. The PS5 Spider-Man was $34.99 on release, and that didn't come with much of anything. And the PS4 one was $27.99 when it came out a few years back, right? And they didn't offer much more, or they didn't offer anything more than a standard release. The Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man was $27.99 on initial release. Again, didn't offer anything more. So there's a lot of chatter like, oh, this is the new price point for Marvel Legends. I really don't think that at all. I just think that they know that they can charge a lot more for Spider-Man figures. It's an easy target audience. And I do feel like there was like a good amount of crowd actually asking for this for some reason. So
that was me.
There you go. All right. Yeah. So. There's an audience for it. I do think it looks cool, like with the effect, right? Like that's actually pretty awesome looking. I don't really have any nostalgia for the movie, so I mean I'm out on it, but I just wanted to offer that as a price discussion, just thinking about those other Spider-Man releases that did have those higher price points. Because there was that demand. So
yeah, and it's not perfect, but I mean, it comes down to if you want it, get it. It's not. They did sculpt a new torso. They said because of the spider symbol being different and it being sculpted, and that new head sculpt. I don't know, man. Whether you like the movie or not, it exists, and if it's for you, it's for you. But some people
should have been. This should have been in a 2-pack with Emo Toby, though. I'm just saying.
Oh, dude.
You're gonna if we're doing 2-packs, like hit me up.
Give him a civilian body, black suit.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that would have been great. Yeah.
I don't know, man. As Alexi, you're getting this right? Right.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I maxed out the case for my local. The thing about this figure, and I guess this character specifically, is when you wanted Toby in the red and blue, you subtextually asked for this Spider-Man. You asked for Bully Maguire. And if you didn't ask for it, I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye. Because this is like people love Batman, okay? You get the 89 Batman, you get the 92 Batman. Those are both Michael Keaton. And then because you like those Batman, the Schumacher Batman have to exist, okay?
Rest in peace,
And
Val.
exactly. We just lost Val Kilmer. And we'll say Val Kilmer as an actor, fucking brilliant. Like R.I.P. Val. We loved everything you did. I'll be your Huckleberry.
That's right.
Like, everything. Top Gun, Tombstone, Batman Forever. What I mean by bringing up these points is Toby's third movie, and anyone who knows the Spider-Man series at this point in time knows that it was a very like give and go film. So it's reached, I feel like it's reached this window of like, oh no, it wasn't good like as a film, but as a moment in film history, it's fucking iconic. Okay.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good, but it's fucking iconic. And so if
Topher
you
Grace
picked up,
win.
yes, exactly. Exactly. No, you're not even wrong. Like, I feel like they could absolutely produce Topher Grace. Maybe if they could get a hold of him for likeness, but like if they produce that as the Venom, Topher Grace Venom, it might sell. It would probably sell. But
I would
that's
buy
my
it,
view.
but I wouldn't be happy about it.
Yeah, that's my view of this figure. It's like, man, like people who are saying like, oh, who asked for this? Like, who wanted this? Anyone who was excited about Tobey Maguire Spider-Man asked and was excited about this like via like transitive property. So I'm happy this is produced. I'm not going to be getting it myself. I didn't get the CT toys like Black Spider-Man, Black Suit Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, but I do like this, and I'm happy they're producing it. So that's where I'm at.
Right. It's look, Legion X, fucking iconic equals justified. There we go.
Yes.
There we go. And Flapuma's saying it's a lazy repaint. You can see it that way. I mean, they're always gonna repaint stuff. They're always gonna reuse stuff. So I guess when they sculpted the Toby suit, like Alexi's saying, we should have seen this coming, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And don't
it is
worry,
what it is.
there'll be more Tobys. Don't worry.
Yeah. Right. David, what are your thoughts on this? We know you're getting it.
I will get it. I will like cringe a little bit when I click the add to cart and like buy like complete purchase button on my phone because of the price. It's like a little hard to swallow. There's not even web sperm there to help wash it down. So yeah, I will get it. I like the Venomy like add-on piece. And I like the Bully Maguire head. I'm gonna have to figure out what civilian body I'm gonna put that on to try to recreate the pose on my shelf. But I will get it. Yeah. Haven't pre-ordered it yet though, but I'll get it.
At the end of the day, if it's not for you, it's not for you. I think it's just a piece of the live action Spider-Man history. So that's why I want it. So yeah, love it or hate it. It is what it is.
Let's be honest. When it goes live on CMD Store, both David and I will order it, and that'll be that.
So please, everybody, tell me you don't want to talk about this thing.
No, skip.
Okay.
I'm good.
Thank you. Nobody wants to scrap.
Screen.
What do you mean? That was the best reveal of the whole stream.
Kenny, go get some more cigarettes.
I'm skipping this slide because I don't want David to rant about boots for 30 minutes.
I will be triggered.
So we can talk about. I know, Alexi, you're excited for this.
No, he's so excited he left. So
oh god, you had to go get the lotion. So we'll skip this. We'll wait till like. Well, no, he'll be back.
We should talk about it,
so.
And then sorry, Alexi, you missed the conversation.
So not for me. I don't need it. I don't have the previous version. I just don't need this representation in my collection. Kenny?
I'm absolutely in because I will just buy whatever they put out Wolverine related, right? What I don't love is that like I already have the other version, which is still a really good looking figure, but they put just enough in here for me to want to buy this, right? So I mean, let's be honest, I would have bought it either way if I didn't really feel the need to buy it, but I like just some of the subtle details that they added on the like alternate head, right? So, and it's pinless, a little bit better, but yeah, I mean it's just a better looking version of Weapon X. So yeah, I'm all in on that. Yeah, no questions asked.
And the most body hair that's ever been.
Yeah, they added extra body hair. What?
Did your
my ring light just died? My ring light died. Yes. R.I.P.
Wow.
Oh no.
First Val Kilmer, then the ring light.
Wow.
Oh, when will the madness end? Hold on, I have a backup.
Wow. How are you going to afford a new ring light, Justin?
I'm not, David.
There's no super chat.
Someone, please help the man.
Wow. Well, this Wolverine is pinless, but he's also nippleless.
Oh,
which is very strange.
Did you guys talk about Weapon X yet? I was getting ready for. No.
Oh yeah.
I know you can't do nipple here, so I'm blocking everything.
No nipples.
Everything but nipple is.
Yeah.
Everything but the nip.
Yeah.
I mean, for my birthday, are you going to do the rest of the stream shirtless, Alexi?
No, for your birthday, you're getting a full nude, video sent to your inbox.
Oh, nice. But okay.
Only if we get 3 more super chats on this video, though.
There you go.
Alexi, I'm going to
Sorry.
point out that last week was my birthday, and I think last month was Kenny's birthday, and so
Yeah.
But he likes me more, so.
I
mean-
sent your videos through VHS because of what we talked about with Kenny last week. I thought you guys would appreciate that, but I guess it's a slower
Media mail does
transmission.
take.
Yeah, it's a snail mail thing about this.
Mm.
I will point out with this figure that this is something that I've noticed. Pardon my cleavage. This is something that I've noticed with a lot of the reiterations of characters is that the paint applications seem a little like lighter saturation. So like the original Caliban Wave Weapon X, which I sold off, and that's the only figure that I've sold off as a collector, and I regret. I felt like the paint apps on that figure were really well applied because they were gritty and they were kind of like not newer, but more realistic. And for this one, even the silver helmet seems more
just
gray
dull.
molded. Yeah, like very dull. And the hose looks good, but even his body, he's like really light skinned. I know he's Canadian, but like, come on, like he was out there, in the wilderness. I'm definitely picking this figure up because, like I said, this is the only figure that I've sold in the past that I regret, and I have a Wolverine shelf. But I feel like I don't know, the paint apps. I don't think this is something that they're consciously applying or consciously doing. I just feel like this is a characteristic of the era or the age of paint apps that they're in. And so I'm citing that it's like it seems like a lighter saturation or maybe like, the colors overall a little bit lighter. Does it in the chat help me out in the chat.
Remember, guys, 5 minutes ago when I said it was so much better? I take that back. Alexia's talking me down. I'm still going to get
got no boots on. There's no boots.
You can't mess that up. So,
but forgive me if anybody's pointed out already, but isn't there a circle break in the chest hair where the nipple's supposed to be?
Yeah, they left just in case you want to customize your nipples. You got
add your own nipples. Yeah. Nipples sold separately.
Look, no more Build-A-Figures, but Build-A-Nips are a new thing.
Right.
All right, Build-A-Nip.
And the chest hair continues onto that butterfly joint too. That might look a little odd.
It's a detail.
That's a detail. Yeah, it's a detail. Yeah, that bothers me. Look at that. The circle is right there where the nipple's supposed to be. Episode 33 of Collecting Justified. We are talking about the lack of nipples.
Well, why? But why is it so inconsistent? Like, Shang-Chi had nipples, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
I licked them. I mean, I remember.
I remember.
Why there and not here?
Oh, we have a $4.
There's no room in the budget for nipples these days.
From Legion X, Rick. Thank you, Rick. He says 1 of 3, Alexi.
Oh,
1 of 3.
We're getting a super chat because we want Alexi to strip for David's birthday.
And with the stripping, this was.
Hey, how you doing?
When you strip, you have to do the Bully McGuire dance.
Alexi, you might be screwed. We have a $15 super chat from John Morrissey for your new ring light, and for super chat 2 of 3, the video that Alexi will be sending David.
Woo!
Thank you, John Morrissey. He really, really busted out.
Wow.
That back credit card right there. Thank you, John Morrissey.
Never leave the cave without it.
Wow. What a birthday this is going to be.
I'm telling you. See, you're getting your birthday present, David.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. That's but
Kenny's topping himself off.
Gabriel said, I just wish he'd come with a screaming head. And he did also point out, David, he's ready for your bar, ready for the gay bar right out of box.
Yeah.
Right out of box.
I mean, I'm definitely gonna buy the figure. I have a retro card wall, so this one will live on the wall. I'll at least get one that might stay Logan, or it might become some other stripper at the gay bar, the action figure gay bar. Trademark boy toys.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm really weirded out about the nipples. So
Why did they sculpt like that? I don't know.
I'm
Why
telling
did
you.
the deco leave an open spot for it?
There's no room in the budget. All right. Do you know how much it costs to put a nipple on
Like,
a
look,
figure?
do you want Hulk to clap or not?
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly. You guys wanted that. All right.
we
Come
have to
on.
make cuts, guys.
Where do you think that came from? All right.
David, did you have anything you wanted to add about Weapon X here?
no, I'm good.
So let's talk about Mystique. This is one I'm actually in for, guys. I'm in for Mystique because I've skipped out on all the previous versions. I missed out on the original, the one before the VHS, and the VHS one it was advertised as like double elbows,
Right.
and all that, and I didn't care for the cell shading,
right?
So I just skipped it, and then it never really went on discount anywhere for me to pick it up. So I was like, whatever. So I'm down for this one. I need a Mystique to go with my X-Men, and this is an updated Mystique, so I'm happy with it.
So, like, same. All right, I have the Walgreens one. I will upgrade to this one because it's going to be a better body, right, for Mystique. What I really like, okay, cool. They put that Jean head in there. You know what would have really been the just nice thing to do for us collectors would be to throw that siren screaming head in there, right? If you're just going to throw a random head in there that I need for my collection, do that.
I've seen this online. You mean the siren head that we didn't get with
Right.
Siren? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
So that would be like the active screaming head? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because like they're just throwing in an extra head because like in the Walgreens one, they threw Lalandra's head in there, right? Just to give you and that rogue Mystique head, right? Because they gave you two extra heads in that one. So I'm just saying is if they're just going to throw us a random head in there, because I mean, this is cool. That's fine and all, but like, it's going to really now stand out in your Hellfire Club display because it's going to look a lot different than every other figure. If you use that Jean head, right? So I love the idea of throwing the extra heads in because one, it gives you sort of show the power set. Two, could give you a bonus figure, right? That was the cool thing about the Lalandra head years ago, was like it gave you the ability to make a Kit Bash Lalandra, right? So you know, use a little imagination.
Do we have a price for this at Target?
I don't know. I don't think they mentioned. Maybe they did. I don't know. But
So my question is, if it's $27.99, which is like a regular increase or what we're expecting to be a regular increase, if it's $27.99, Kenny, would you pay $30.99 if it was the soft goods that came with Hawkeye? Like the dangly, like, would you have paid 30 if it was soft goods instead of that hard plastic? Or
no, because like I'm personally like soft goods are fine, but like it's not something that's going to be a better selling point for me. Just because like I will put things into dynamic poses and have it in the display, but yeah, I'm not going to pay a couple of extra dollars if she has a wavy loincloth, you know, her dress is wavy.
Yeah.
But if there were a couple of extra heads for other characters, then yes.
You would have paid $30.99 if there were extra heads, but not the soft goods, like low hanging dress. That's what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
So Kenny from Encounter Culture wants Marvel Legends to cost more, is what I'm hearing.
Okay.
Wait, exactly.
This was a setup.
Post that.
Post
Post them in the chat.
All right.
What I'm saying is that yes, I would. No, I don't know. I like if I gotta justify $30.
I didn't mean that as a gotcha. I was just curious.
Oh, I did.
No, just no, yeah, for extra. I mean, if there's a bunch of extra heads, absolutely, right? It's just because you could toss in any character heads with this Mystique figure and give collectors the ability to do different things with those. And
Mhm.
when I mentioned like the throw in the siren head with a screaming expression because they didn't give us that for the actual figure, it's just like a little bit of a way to maybe make up for that in a sense. It's not going to make
Yeah.
up for that, but it's just one of those things. Or like, okay, think about the Ultimate Rider Professor X, right? Comes with a Shadow King head. The Ultimate Rider Deadpool with the scooter and Dogpool, Squirrel, blah, 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 blah. It came with that Hydra Bob head. You know, like I liked when they were doing that sort of thing, just tossing in this other character's head, you know, but with Mystique, you're using it in a way where you could use it on Mystique or you can use it for that other character. So if she came with 4 total heads with new sculpts, then yes, $30.99.
And no guns. All heads, no guns.
Like
I'd be okay with
the
that.
guns are fine, but like I have a
Exactly.
100 Marvel
We have
Legends
guns.
guns over there. You
Yeah.
know, it's like,
We have a ton of guns. Yeah.
Kenny, so just hear me out here. This same exact loadout, you go
Yeah.
back to the single jointed arms.
Yeah.
The old pin knees.
Okay.
Throw in like 2 more heads in this,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Well, what price you thinking? Around like 50, 60?
Is it a maximum?
That's
If they put maximum on the box, then yes. But if not, then no.
Gotcha.
Just it has to say maximum. Otherwise, I don't believe it. So.
That's Alexi?
Yeah, Chi-Chi in the chat, Chi-Chi collects in the chat, has a good point. Missed opportunity, not giving heads of characters that don't have a figure, or what Kenny said. Kenny, what you said exactly, like we don't need the guns because we have figures that have the guns already, or we have characters with guns. It would be nice to have other heads of figures. And going back to your example about Professor X and how he had the Shadow King head packed in, we actually haven't had a Shadow King body since then. And that was like, shit, was that probably like 6 or 7 years ago now? That's
At
a
least,
shot in the
yeah.
dark. I'm not
It was
basing that off of any research.
2018.
Yeah.
But the head was designed to work on the Kingpin body. So
right. Yeah.
it was,
right.
you know, and that's a heavy set body head has to be constructed in a certain way to like fit on a body in a logical way. So like it was always designed to kind of go to that, and that was a Build-A-Figure released at the time. So
it was one of those like bonus Build-A-Figure pieces, same way like Kitty Pryde came with the Onslaught head.
Yeah.
And I
think
think
Kenny wants head for $31.
I'm an easy customer. All right, $31, just some head.
Head for $31, I'm in. Like, I think
that's why Alexi was late.
Yeah, because I got head for $31.
He was late too.
Flat tire.
Yeah.
Easy trade.
Smokes $31.
I'm just pointing this out. Kenny and Alexi were both late. Alexi was traveling from somewhere to make it here.
Sheesh.
I was talking about a $31 exchange.
As a Marvel Legends and an X-Men heavy collector, I don't have a Mystique, and that's because I couldn't get that Walgreens exclusive, and I didn't want to get that VHS pack because I didn't feel like it was enough of an improvement. But the things that they're offering here, and that's also why I asked if you would prefer if it had the cloth hang down, just like Hawkeye has. I think I would prefer the cloth hang down, but only for posability, not because I think she should be sitting on something, you know, or if she should be like, you know, mobile or something like that. I just would like the possibility of posability. But I will be getting this. I still don't have a Mystique for my Friends of Humanity or for my No, Mystique wasn't in Friends of Humanity. I apologize. For my mutants,
Brotherhood of Evil
evil
Mutants.
Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Sorry, thank you very much. I don't have a Mystique for Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, and she's one of the few that I'm lacking for that display. So I'm definitely in for this. It is an upgrade in the right places. I wouldn't say that it's a complete upgrade as a figure, but it's enough that I'm in for this.
All right, and I'm very curious to hear David's opinion on what Hawkeye's hang down, right? Is that what we were talking about, Alexi? So,
Does
David,
Hawkeye hang dong?
His
that's what I heard.
low hanging what?
Yeah,
Loins? Yeah.
something like that.
Loins, yes.
Well, no, I mean
Thirsty loins.
Kenny honestly, like as thirsty as Kenny is for head, I really agree. Like this is and Chi said it, it's a missed opportunity here. Like if she was established in the Walgreens release as having two alternate heads, one of the I think that formula could have continued. Like one like X-Men head that's kind of like half and half, like she's transforming. This time it could have been Storm. It could have been Jean in a transforming like blue half head, to kind of copy off the Rogue idea from the first one. I would have, and the Siren Screaming Head is a great shout out because they do owe us that apology head for not
Ooh,
giving
apology
us
head.
Siren.
Ooh,
Apology
best
head's
kind.
always the best head, you know?
Yeah.
There's always the right intent behind that. And then why not an unhelmeted Lalandra head?
Ooh.
That we did get an
Ooh.
actual Lalandra figure, but with her like black
Unhelmeted Lilandra head. That's
that would be
very
good.
breakthrough. Yeah, that's good.
that could have been a way to like alter the display of our Lalandra.
Yeah, and a nice
And it would
callback.
Still, exactly, it's a callback to this Mystique like routine that they have going on with her.
Unhelmeted Lilandra head for the naked body that burst through the new tease, right?
That Rich M is certain is going to
Yeah.
happen from that that egg. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, but I mean, the figure itself is a good upgrade. It's pinless. It's the double jointed elbows that they promised us with VHS that they didn't deliver on. So it's about time. I don't need a soft goods
hang down.
hang down. I prefer mine hard. But you know, the Jean head is interesting. I would probably. I mean, she's wearing very heavy eye makeup in the Hellfire Club set. Like it's like raccoon red though, like red raccoon eye. So like this would be a good upgrade to that.
Okay.
But yeah, I think they could have done more and better with the other heads. They could have kept the guns, like as everybody says, we all have a box full of guns and a drawer full of guns, so like we don't need that. But
Justin and Kenny, do you guys have the set that the head goes to?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Okay.
So straight to Macari or eBay or wherever.
Yeah, you could definitely sell it. Somebody's gonna buy it off of you.
Yeah. Make like maybe $5 back, whatever. That's make up for the fact this thing was probably going to cost me $30. So
you never know. Like that. Quick side note, because I love to talk about head. But like when that Daredevil 3-pack came out, like with the Electro with the like really big hair, I put that up for auction, and at the end of the auction, it ended up selling for $30 just for the head.
Dude, that head was hot. That was a hot ass head. That hair, that was hot. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not surprised.
That's it. That's all I had.
Hot head. All right. So let's see here. So this next 2-pack, I believe, right? I have no opinions on it. I'm gonna turn it over to you guys. I gotta step away for one.
I have a big opinion about it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Go ahead.
I have a big opinion about
it. David.
Go, David. You go first.
Everybody has talked about how like these characters don't really interact with each other. Why are they in a 2-pack together? I don't really care about that. What I want to say is the torso is wrong. It's supposed to be white in the midsection of the body. But
did you see they got changed?
Yep.
Okay.
Dan Yoon posted that they have corrected it. So the figure will come out with her correct colored torso but this is a C-list villain.
C-list, really?
Yes, really. Who
Okay.
like she's the
Okay.
daughter of Count Nefaria, and Count Nefaria is not an A-list villain. So by
That's
that,
fair.
I mean he's at least a B-list villain, if not C-list
I would
himself.
say,
So she's
You're
the
right.
daughter of
You're
him.
right. Yeah.
Come on, she's not
Dude,
A-list.
I feel like Madame Mask is higher than Nefaria, but yeah, I
I
agree
would
with
agree
his
with
that.
tier. Yeah.
Tell me your favorite 2 Madame Mask stories.
Okay, my favorite Madame Mask story is when Tony is in exile right after Secret Invasion, and he only meets up with her because they hook up, which is taking away her agency as a female protagonist or as a female character. But
So you like that she
you
was
know, you
degraded.
know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Copy.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I mean it just frustrates me that like they will go out of their way to correct a figure that's incorrect at
Oh, I
this
see. I
level.
see. Yeah. Yeah.
When an
Okay, so we played
A-list
right into that.
mutant
Yeah.
from 1963 can't get some fucking boots.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
No, dude, that's such a good point. But you know what? I think they heard you on Gene, and they didn't want to make the same mistake, even though it's
That has
not
to be
even
it.
close to equal.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Resilient. Do you guys know Resilient Customs on like Instagram?
I'm not familiar.
He's like a big Iron Man fan, and so he was excited for this figure. But when we were chatting about it, he was like, "Oh, but the torso is miscolored, and it's supposed to be white, and blah blah blah." And that was before Dan Yoon posted the corrected post on Twitter X, you know. So then when he posted that, I sent that picture, the corrected picture, to Resilient Customs, and he was like, "Oh, you know what? I bet that they were always intending to do it the right way, but like the sample that they had was like wrong color parts that they had to bring to the show. So like it was always in the plan to be that color. I'm sure that that's the case. You know, it's like
sure, but why not show the correct render during the stream?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, but the bottom line is, it's like, how do you prioritize correcting this when you don't, when you make no effort and you make a statement that says, you know, this will release as is with no deco changes from the product shot, you know, like what the hell? It's just a big middle finger to like anybody that gives a shit about costumes for Jean Grey, who is an A-list X-Men from the 60s, from 1963. Like, it's just really mind-blowing to me. I'm sorry for the boot rant, but like, make it make sense.
It's fair. It's fair.
Yeah, I think it's an extremely valid point, right? Like, they went out of their way to
you're not gonna release like 5 future Madame Mask figures where that you can go and get it right, you know? And with Jean and as many costumes as she has worn, you're not going to do the green X Factor costume 2 and 3 times in separate releases.
Right.
You're just not going to do that. Like, we get it. Like, so all of these figures are like one shots to get it right, and you're going to make the effort to get this right, and not somebody that just is way more important to Marvel than her. So, womp womp.
Yeah. I agree.
So I'll buy it, but I'm pissed about it. So,
is David ranting about boots again?
Yep.
No.
He took that full opportunity to rant about boots.
The entire time you were off screen, I'm bitching about the boots.
Cole, they're really pissing Cole's Cave off with the colored mags. The magazines with these guns, apparently.
Not how guns work?
Cole would know. He would know.
There's not going to be like red magazines. Yeah, no, it's super weird.
Is that to like
unless
deliberately?
It could be a personal choice. They may have painted them that way. I don't know.
Yeah. So, did everybody get their opinions out about this 2-pack here? No,
but we're acutely aware of how David feels. So go ahead, Kenny. How do you feel about this?
Well, I wish they didn't correct it, so we could then complain about this as well. But here we are. No, so I like the 2. I'm very happy that we're getting Madame Mask. It's been a long time since we had one. I mean, I guess this is a little bit more of a modern version, but they did throw in that sort of more classic head, right? So back to the head. So
Always comes back to head.
it always comes back.
How do you win Kenny over? With the right head.
There you go. It's I'm a simple man.
What about this head, Kenny? Does this head do anything for you?
maybe if you take the hat
It's
off?
Oh,
it's
That's
perfect.
there you
It's
go.
perfect.
What about this
Thank you.
head, Kenny?
Yeah. So look,
sorry.
there's a lot of stuff going on. I'm absolutely in on this 2-pack. There's a lot going in there. Did I need a new Crossbones? No, like I like the one that we have, even though it's a different version. I do think this looks cool though, so there's potential there for, I don't know, whatever. But
That looks like the Luke Cage, like the new Luke Cage body from the Iron Fist.
you know
Luke
what?
Cage 2-pack.
Yeah, you might be right.
Because the sleeve on the shoulder,
Yeah,
that looks like the exact Luke Cage sculpt. So that could be cool.
that could be cool. And like the arm, I know people use like the Hercules arm to replace the Cable arm, but this would probably work as well. If you wanted the like sleeveless arm on that Zabu Wave Cable, right? Yeah, so I'm in for it. Glad they corrected the issue, but still those boots, you know.
Alexi. 3 of 3.
3 for 3.
$4.99 from Legion X. Maybe wear yellow boots on only yellow boots. So $4.99 and a tip. There we go. Let's see here.
Wow.
I think like Legion X. Thank you for.
Thank
letting
you,
that
Legion
happen.
X.
Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Perfect.
Oh yeah.
That if anything is justified, no, well, not this 2-pack. I don't give a shit about this 2-pack. There we go. So let's see. So who's left?
I believe that brings it to me.
That's right.
And
Mr. Yellow
fuck
Boots.
y'all. I like this.
I said I liked it. What do you mean? Fuck me.
No, you're right. The minuscule, I don't want to say minuscule because it makes it sound like we're splitting hairs here, but I agree. There are people that agree and disagree on how the gray or the blue of Crossbones should look. But I'm one of the people that as soon as freaking Trevor or not Trevor, what is his name? Man, the leaks, he was famous for the leaks. Rectangular, thank you. As soon as Rectangular released the information that there would be a Crossbones and Constrictor question mark 2-pack, I got rid of the Crossbones that I had. And the Crossbones that I had was a single pack, it was from a Bath Wave, and it didn't even come with
Crimson
like
Dynamo, I think, right?
Yeah.
It didn't even come with the extra large gun. He didn't have like the battalion like bullet thing over his chest or anything. So I got rid of that. I'm looking forward to this 2-pack, not because I think both characters belong together or I have this really strong affinity for both characters, but if you're a comic book reader for Captain America, then Crossbones is definitely part of the roster that you need to have. And again, I mentioned like I read Civil War, Secret Invasion. I've been reading Marvel since then, or like, through that era. And Madame Mask is a character to have. I wouldn't say that she absolutely needs to be there, but I do enjoy picking up villains. So I'm not upset like some people are that they're paired together because they don't quite have anything to do with each other. But like, look at the accessories. It's everything that we've built up to get with, a character, even a villain. Like, not just the blast effects, not just the grenade explode, but like everything in this pack looks really good, and I'm always
Yeah.
happy to get more villains. And again, I got rid of that Crossbones, so I'm happy to get this update of Crossbones, regardless of like the color variation that they're packing it in with.
I do like that they figured out a way to reuse that blast effect that came with that deluxe Black Widow from like 5 years ago, right? So
Yeah.
What? No.
isn't
No,
that
that's the grenade from
That's
the
from
Punisher pack.
Bushwhacker.
Oh shit, yeah, never mind. All right, never mind. I'm gonna go, guys. Bye.
Kenny.
Bye, Kenny.
I like the money in the suitcase. That's cute.
That was cool. Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah.
So that just tells you I just throw all the accessories into a bin somewhere, right? Like,
I love it. I love the accessories. I absolutely use the accessories in the displays. So I'm
me,
happy
this is what like a good 2-pack should look like, right? There's good amount of accessories. You've got extra head. Well, you've got one extra head. You've got weapons, hands, money.
If I do,
explosions.
sorry to interrupt, but if I do have to be negative, like the golden guns are kind of bullshit. Like we already have the golden masks, so why would we have golden guns? That doesn't make sense.
I'm not going to use those with her. I'm going to give her some.
It definitely, it definitely seems like they had to spend money because they already like qualified for the gold molds. They were like, just do a couple guns in it too, I guess, since we have to do a head sculpt. But there's no reason to have golden guns. This isn't a 007, you know. If it was Odd Job packed in with Madame Mask and she had the golden gun, then maybe, but it's not. So
yeah,
Alexi just hates it. Never mind, not getting the 2-pack. Fuck those guns.
Now I'm out.
Who needs those guns?
Thank you.
Let's see here. What else do we have? Okay, here's a good one. Here's a good one here. I think.
Oh, that is a good one.
Bam.
Woo!
Bam. This is a good release.
This is really good.
So this is gonna match the retro carded Fantastic Four, right? The colors.
Yep.
I really hope so because they put it on the same card, right? And that would be
you never know with Hasbro.
Yeah.
You never know. I'm down for this. Yeah, I'll put it on the shelf with my Fantastic Four. It matches. I really wish like some of the other characters, like we got Bagman and we got Spider-Man and Wolverine, and I know the different colors, different costumes. I was really kind of bummed because I kind of really did want Bagman. To go with my Fantastic Four, but it didn't match, so I never picked him up. But I like this. This is cool, and I don't have the first She-Hulk, so perfect.
Whoa. Why don't you have the first She-Hulk? Can we expand on that?
I didn't have
a top 10 figure last year.
Yeah.
I just didn't have a spot for it.
What's your problem?
Well,
because you were waiting for this, or because you're a POS?
Just say yes. You were waiting. Just say
yes. Yes. There we go. Yes.
That makes perfect sense.
Perfect sense. Nah, I just didn't have a spot for it. But this, like, I can put it with my Fantastic Four. I didn't really have a spot for the other She-Hulk. I'm about to piss some people off.
Oh God, here we go.
The Iron Man retro carded She-Hulk. I found it at Ross at one point, marked down. And
Okay, it was $5.99, and you still didn't buy it.
I think it was like $9.99
discount, and you thought to yourself, "I don't need this.
I don't need it."
Nah.
Yeah, I walked away.
Wow.
I walked away. Yep. Oh, subscribers just dipped. Well,
can I unsubscribe while I'm in the?
Yeah.
Live
You know how I upgraded to my membership earlier. I need to downgrade now. I'll be right back.
Yeah. If it makes you feel any better, I regretted it later, and I went back to the store and it was gone. So
I have to assume that Justin's wife felt threatened by the fact that he was about to buy She-Hulk, and that's the only reason that he wasn't allowed to purchase.
It's not that he wanted to turn it down. He felt compelled to.
He had to.
I don't want to make her mad. Yeah.
Whatever will save marriage together.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Nobody can say I'm not honest on this channel. Okay. Nobody can say I'm not honest on this channel. Because who the hell would admit that? They found it on discount and still didn't pick it up. But I'm getting this. So hopefully that rights some wrongs. I'm getting this. This one's better anyway, right? Kenny?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's going to be just as good.
See,
but,
Kenny hated the first one. See?
I just
He
said it would be
hated
just
the
as good.
first one.
But,
oh man!
but I
See?
own the first one, so
Bam.
just
Yeah. There we go, Kenny. Yeah.
I see.
United.
I see
United.
I have to recuse myself from this. No,
Appreciate it.
This looks great. I'm absolutely in for it. Like I said, I assume that the color will match the previous retro carded Fantastic Four figures. She's gonna look cool in that part of my display. I'm all in for this. She looks great. The ponytail head looks great. You get the dumbbells. I love the peace. I love the peace sign. The thumbs up. Like those are nice little add-ons to this. And I did they show this in the package?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was wondering, is she like squatted down like she was in the Iron Man, or is she actually standing
feed her
up?
into the bottom of the bubble there?
Okay, so she can actually stand up in this one. So
yeah,
that's good. Yeah, and she looks great on the card too. That looks so good. I like that a lot.
Look at that. That's a nice loadout too. Nice loadout. Alexi, what you're getting She-Hulk, right?
Oh my God. Oh my Lord. Ooh. Oh.
Ooh.
Wow. Ooh. If you're watching White Lotus, I'll tell you right now, this is so much more pleasurable than
me and the wife just started White Lotus last night.
Oh yeah. I'm all caught up.
Yeah. I will definitely say this is the most successful repaint that I've ever seen. Wow, the ponytail head, like, alone is ooh. Yeah. Yeah. Yes,
Saint
thank
James.
you. Saint James.
Saying
Leave
whatever
that She-Hulk picture.
James.
Almost
That's
which
what
one did
we're
you need,
all
Saint James?
thinking. That's
For
what we're all
$10, which
thinking.
one did you need? This one right here. I'll zoom in for you.
It's got to be the ponytail. It's got to be the
Ponytail
ponytail.
one. Okay, let me help you out here. Which one is it? This one right here? There we go.
Oh my God. She's saying go for it. This is the time.
Oh, geez.
Anyone who's collected a snail shell, or anyone who's thought like, oh, why do people like those half naked snail shell? Wow. Like, this isn't even a half naked figure. Like, this is just a figure that you're like, oh yeah, this is Dami Mommy muscle. Like, this is it. I really enjoyed this review. Maybe not for the same reasons St. James or many of others, but I enjoyed it because I don't want to say it's an easy repaint because that makes it sound like it's low effort, but it's a repaint that we definitely were wanting, not even expecting, but wanting. And I love it. I love the accessories. I love the head sculpts. Obviously, she was already beautiful as a Gamma beauty. The green is a little bit different, which is kind of textbook for Hasbro. A lot of people were wondering whether they can swap heads or accessories between the previous release. I can't say for sure, but people are saying in the comments that it's a little more radiant green on this one or the last one. They won't quite match. But I'm definitely interested. It does pose a challenge for my collection because I don't have a Fantastic Four yet, and I definitely don't have uh Legends Fantastic Four. I'm leaning towards the Mezco Fantastic Four, but I don't think this would fit in with those figures. But damn, this is a nice figure. I do like this figure. Yeah. Wow.
I do have to give St. James his thank you.
Thank you so much for being my friends.
Thank you, St. James. He did clarify. He's talking about his dinner. He's talking about his dinner, guys. So I think Alexi might like it. David, how do you feel about this sheet?
Man. So rewind the tapes. I called this the minute the Iron Man Wave She-Hulk was revealed. They will do a Fantastic Four costume on a Fantastic Four retro card, and they did, and she looks great. She has extra head, so that checks the box for Kenny.
That's right.
That I have to say, that ponytail head, it looks like the ponytail's articulated, like you can swing it around.
Oh, yeah.
Because like it's angled there, and it's like straight back in the packaging.
You can do that.
Yeah. I do love the thumbs up and the peace sign hands. Like, for a character that's like known for like breaking the fourth wall in the comic books, like her having a little extra expressiveness is always a great option to help her pop in the display even more for like a bright green bodybuilder female. And yeah, I do believe that the greens are different. I think Iron Man version is a little more neon green.
Yeah.
And this one's a little more lime green. But
is that because like
workable.
when more blood flows to an area, it becomes more green? Or
that's what they say.
There's a pill for that if it becomes more green.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta get that checked out. Yeah.
Yeah, you should see a doctor. But I think it's still workable. Like, you might be able to like pop the entire arms and legs onto the purple body, and then like, you know, maybe that. But either way, I'm in for at least 2 of these to open and 1 to leave on card. I needed this. We needed this figure. This is awesome. Win of the night, win of the whole stream for me.
It's good.
Yeah,
it's good. I think.
Damn good stream.
So good.
Yeah. I'm glad I waited. It looks so much better on this card too versus that Iron Man card.
Well, it makes so much more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did reference that on the stream too. They're like, maybe one day she'll come on a Hulk card.
Yeah,
maybe,
well,
maybe.
shout out to everyone in the chat against Justin, because if it wasn't for us chumps that bought the original version, you wouldn't get this Fantastic Four version. Okay,
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Fair. That's fair. And you know, if I had ever found the Iron Man one in store, I would have picked it up. You know,
Really?
Except
wasn't
for that,
able to get it. You know,
except for that one time.
I don't know what you're talking about, Kenny. Don't believe Kenny.
I don't know what I'm talking about either, if we're being honest. So.
Guys, this gets us to the main talking point of the night. So, the big reveal. And again, remember, this hobby's supposed to be fun, damn it. We're going to point out things, right? We're going to point out things. We're going to be honest, or give our honest opinions, and we don't have to agree. Everybody in the chat can give their honest opinion. We don't have to agree. This is controversial. As we know, every Maximum Series figure is going to be going forward. It's just going to be. To be honest, Hasbro as a company, not talking about any individuals, marketing, design, or anything. Hasbro as a company, not doing themselves any favors, really. So, from my point of view, I was talking about this. I forget if it was after the show last week or during it. I actually need a Hulk, a comic Hulk, right, for my collection. Aftermarket price for the previous Hulks are $60 or more, right? So right around there. So in my mind, well, okay, I might as well pick this one up for $60. It's some of it is updated, some of it. Like the chest, okay. It comes with 3 heads, okay. Updated effects, some accessories, that's cool. $60. Let's be honest, $60 is less than we thought it was going to be, right, guys?
Right.
Yeah. We were thinking anywhere from 80 to 100. And for anybody watching this, we were not asking for it to be more expensive. It was all speculation, right?
I was.
Yeah, Kenny definitely was. But the thought process, right, David, was, well, Spider-Man's $50. Hulk's going to come with, if Hulk comes with the same amount of stuff Spider-Man came with, how are they going to math that, right? It was you price it for 50, you're going to make Spider-Man look awful when already it was controversial. I think price-wise, not talking about the figure itself, just if you're just being, if I'm not looking at this, I'm covering it up and you're telling me, okay, Spidey's released, you know what it's like, which I didn't get Spidey. I didn't get Maximum Spidey. Did anybody here get Maximum Spider-Man?
Yeah, hold on. I'm going to grab it because I feel like that'll come up a few times.
So it was just Kenny, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we know who the enemy is. So I'm just so if you were just to tell me, okay, Hulk's going to be 60, and that's the only information you give me, I'm like, oh, that's great, right? That's great. And then you show it to me. My first impression when they put it on the table was, oh my God, this is terrible. Because it looked like the only thing people were asking for was for it to have butterfly joints that could go forward for it to clap, right? And it instantly looked like the exact same torso. And then they're like, oh, it's a soft, you know, what did they say the material is?
A dog chew toy.
Yeah. Okay. So that's okay. At least it can clap. It can move its shoulders forward. So there's hidden articulation there instead of the breakup, which it's up to interpret individual likes and dislikes. Do you like the butterfly cuts? Do you not? It's never bothered us before with Legends, so I don't understand why it would be a big deal here necessarily, other than it just being a much bulkier figure so that it would be bigger joints, a bigger cut in the chest. So it's interesting. I hope it holds up, and I'm going to find out because I'm going to get it. The heads, I'm not necessarily a huge fan of any of the heads, but whatever. I'll pick one, and that'll be the head on it. The accessories are cool. The hands are cool. My issues with it are the reuse. So I honestly, the single jointed arms, would I like double joints? Maybe if they look good, but on bigger characters, you can do a good single jointed arm where it gets a lot of range. It's how you engineer it. There are good figures in my collection that are single jointed arms that get good range. So it depends on how you do it. My biggest issue is the pins on the knees, and I'm not even necessarily a pin snob, but I feel like if it's the maximum name, if it's the best you can do, it should be pinless, right? You don't even, if you want to reuse it, they've reused parts before where it's the same legs, but just they make it like pinless instead, right?
Right. Yeah.
So there are corners cut, which I can play a couple clips here. Well, just this one clip. So Ryan was on Wade Unparalleled Universe's stream talking about this, and Wade kind of, I don't want to say called him out on it, but put him to task about it, like saying like, hey, you guys said, and Jay's Figs on Instagram clipped it and posted on Instagram and inserted a clip from the Maximum Spider-Man reveal. So I'm going to play that real quick. So credit to Wade, Unparalleled Universe. I can't search for videos. Oh, I'm not talking to you, Siri. Watch. I don't know. You're Siri, not Wade, and credit to Jay's Figs who clipped it and put it on his Instagram. So I'm going to play that clip right now just so we have some context. Okay.
Some series is what you guys sold them with Spider-Man, because you guys had the live stream. You guys said, "Oh, brand new articulation."
Watch the tape though. It was like, "This is."
I'll watch the tape.
This is the Maximum Spider-Man. This is the Maximum line. It's our blah blah blah. I'm pretty sure we wouldn't have entrapped ourselves and say, because we know what's coming. We knew Hulk, so we wouldn't have gone out and said, "Here's Maximum. Every Maximum is going to be all new ruling." Like we wouldn't have said.
You know, wanting classic versions of characters just to be readily available and kind of released in the best way possible with the best articulation, the best accessories, the best deco. And so what we are launching for the first time in 2025 is what we're calling the Maximum series. And we're starting with, we're just going to take a look.
Like everyone is going to think of what Maximum means to them. And you ask Dwight, you ask Dan, you ask me, you ask other people on the team. We might all have slightly different explanations of it. So I'm just looking around the room.
So everyone's going to have their opinion on Maximum. Me and David talked about this before we went live a little bit. They did use their words carefully, and it is their job. It's marketing. Ryan's job's marketing, right?
Very good at public relations. Yeah.
Yes. And I'm not coming after anybody or anything. I'm just dissecting what's out there. It does feel like it was implied that, hey, and he said the best.
Yeah.
So it's like
That's the best you can do.
It's I don't know, man. Like it kind of feels like a bait and switch a little bit. I don't know.
Yes. And I have a problem with them saying that the word maximum is going to mean different things to different people. It's not. I mean, the word maximum is is maximum, you know? I mean, what happens after maximum, you know? I'm sure.
Extreme.
Yeah. But I mean, maximum, that's to the max, right? So yeah, I don't like that. And playing that second clip where they did say, like, this is going to be, you know, the best, you know, it's contradictory, right, to the Pulse stream clip, what he's saying in the sit down with Wade. So yeah, I feel like it's just a little bit of trying to clean up a mess, you know. So
yeah, it's the problem is, like, and I said this in, I forget which group chat it was, but the pins, the reuse in the legs specifically wouldn't bother me if this was a $60 deluxe release.
Yeah.
The problem is the maximum tagline.
Yeah.
I feel like doesn't necessarily belong on this. And I think another part in Wade's stream, Ryan said, well, let's say if this is 40%, this is around 40% reuse. I'm not sure if it's that much, but if it is, it's still blah, blah, blah. And you're just kind of being a little disingenuous, not acknowledging that maximum is better. It's supposed to be better than mainline.
I feel like the understanding with the maximum line was it would be all new sculpts, all new articulation schemes. There's a difference between that and a deluxe, right? To me, from what was revealed and what is there, this 5 years ago would have just been a deluxe figure.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's a maximum, and it comes with a maximum price, and it does sound disingenuous. You know, it's just it feels like they're just reneging on what they were talking about with what the maximum series was supposed to be. And to the point, like the Spider-Man, right? This is a really good Spider-Man figure, but this is just what a Marvel Legends Spider-Man figure should be, right? So this should be a $30 max figure, not the $50 price tag. And when they put this out, you know, it only comes at a $10 hike from that, which
is good.
On the surface. But then, yes, you're looking at the leg. All of those legs are on the previous Hulks that we have. The pins are there. I mean, it's just like whoever made these decisions, like, how can you justify it? You know, like calling this a maximum series figure with pins in the knees. And I'm not a pin snob. I really do not give a shit about pins on the figures. Like, if it's a good figure, it's a good figure. But if you're calling it a maximum series figure and you're giving 7-year-old articulation, what are we doing? You know,
I almost worry that, like, I do like, you know, I don't have it in hand yet, but I like the idea of this figure. I'm not thrilled with the reuse. And part of me wants to be like, well, let's just wait and see. But I'm worried about too many wait and sees. Like, what's that reuse? Is it going forward? Is it going to be like, oh, here's a cool cap, but it's 60% reuse, but we gave you every version of the shield? At what point is it this? I thought with the thing is with Spider-Man, we felt like we knew where the line was, you know? Not necessarily that we want 100% new sculpt and expect it every time.
Right.
But
Yeah,
we
that,
thought we
that
knew
was,
where the line was, and then
Yeah.
Hulk's cool, not priced as high as we thought it was going to be, but that line kind of seems to have come down when we thought it was going to stay up here, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yes.
So, I don't know. Alexi?
David, are you for or against? I'm just deciding on whether I should go after
Okay.
you, David. If you have a strong opinion.
I always have a strong opinion.
Okay, well, how about this? I'm for this Maximum Hulk, but I'm willing to hear out opinions against it if you have a strong opinion against it before I say that I'm with it. Or do you not care?
So I don't know if I'm against it. I think I'm just looking at it through a different lens because so I agree that they set the bar with the Spider-Man as the introduction to what the Maximum line would be. And that Spider-Man is all new sculpt, a bunch of hand accessories, a couple of heads, the power effects, the webs, the web sperm, the stand for the web sperm, but not for the figure. So that is in itself a expression to the community of what the Maximum line would be, and it costs $50. So then following up with Hulk, there are less accessories, there are as many head options, there is power effects if you want to trade the missile and the two swirly clap effects and the impact effect for the webs and the Spidey sense, about even. Hand options, yes. It's not all new sculpts. And so could we look at it as though that's the only reason it's $10 more? Because there's more reuse in the body. If it was a completely new sculpt, would it be $80?
That can be argued. Yeah.
So maybe we need to be grateful for the price because it didn't go all out resculpting, covering the pins on the knees when there's not, like, with a bulk of that body, there is not much more that you can do to pack articulation into it without sacrificing the aesthetic of where the cuts would be for that articulation. A double jointed elbow on an arm that big is gonna chop things up in different ways.
Yeah, that won't look good. I agree.
Yeah, the butterfly joint on a chest that is that big and wide and broad will cut into what that chest is sculpted like. So I get where they would go. They looked at it from a different angle and they were like, okay, a rubbery torso that still has the articulation built into it, but it flexes with that. I'd be curious to see how that works in hand. Like, where does it crease the rubberiness of the torso? Does it crease naturally or does it like collapse on itself? Like, I'd be curious. I didn't see a whole lot of demonstrations in that. Like,
that might be on purpose.
Right. You don't know. So, and then it's like, if they released this as a deluxe figure and it was not in a Maximum box, would you be as mad? Because it's a $60 figure. Yeah. It's at Odin price. It has as many accessories as I guess Odin did. Odin was pinless. Odin was all new sculpt. So you're comparing apples and oranges there. But if you're upset because the Maximum tagline is holding your expectation to a certain level, then if they change the packaging and just don't have the word Maximum on it, would you feel differently about the $60 you're spending?
Yeah.
That's
my main hang up is I worry about how the Maximum tag will work going forward when we thought it was going to be like, oh, this is like definitive. You know what I mean? Like,
yes. I mean, it is a definitive design of a Hulk.
Yeah.
Does he have pins in the knees? Yeah. Should he not? Probably not at this point. But like I just think if they did go to the expense of that tooling to eliminate the pins, it would have increased the price beyond the 60. So then people would be mad for a different reason. They're mad. You're mad because of the pins, but you're not as mad about the $60. So if you're not mad because he's pinless, would you be mad that he's $70? You know, it's like we're just transferring how we feel about it to different reasons.
Yeah, we're just shifting our anger. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think people were prepared for a higher price, right? So, but and then I guess to the counterpoint to that is it did come in lower. So then maybe we need to re-temper our expectation for what it look. I can easily counterpoint all of my own arguments, but I guess one thing I said like in my review for Spider-Man was, if you take the name Hasbro off of all of this, that changes all of the argument, right? Like, this is arguably one of the best Spider-Man figures I've ever had, you know, and probably most people have had. But since it carries that name Hasbro, nobody wants to pay $50 for it. Since this Hulk carries that name Hasbro, you know, that just comes with a level of critique, right? Just based on that.
Yeah,
I think, and we touched on this before we went live, Justin, but like, I think that the marketing team, they don't have a whole lot of say on the cost. They don't have a whole lot of say on the engineering of the figure. And Dwight has a say, I guess, about the design because he's in the design.
They get a budget, right?
But I think that what the marketing team can control is how they speak about the value of the product to the consumer. So for me, and I use the example with you, is if this Hulk matched one green of one of the Hulks we have already, if one of the sticking points that you have about this figure is, like Dan who said, and I agree, I don't love any of the 3 head sculpts.
Yeah.
So if in the marketing of this, they said, well, if you don't love these stylized artistic head sculpts based on specific artists, this green does happen to match the green from the Wolverine 2-pack. So if you like that head, you can use that here. So that at least it spoke to the value and provided me options and alternatives to something I don't like about the product that make me consider buying it anyway.
That's
because
good. I like that.
Make it more how I would want to see it, you know? So like, I think, and they may not have said any of that, and they probably didn't say any of that because it doesn't match any of the greens that we have already. That's very likely, because if it did match, they would use it as a selling point, I would assume, right?
Yeah.
So the fact that they didn't say it, I'm assuming it's not a matching green. But I think that where the disconnects are, like with the Mystique not offering other head options when that's something that's built in as an expectation to the character and representative of her powers, like they miss the mark with these offerings when they don't really provide options and that the options build in the value. They broaden the value to a wider range of customers because you can do more with it to tailor it to what your mind's eye is, instead of being locked into, this is what you get, this is $60, there are pins in the knees, like this is it. So either you're buying it or you're not. Like, there's ways that they can massage me into buying it when they're not doing that. They're not making the effort to do that.
There is some chatter in the chat. So Cardback and Pock Photos have both talking about the price. Like Pock Photos asks, would you have paid 70 to 80 if it was a brand new Hulk buck? And Cardback does ask, and this is a very fair question, if we look back on the history of how we used to get Hulk figures, or I know at least one MCU Hulk was in a regular wave in a $20 box. Why would a Hulk ever cost 70 to 80? Have people basically, have they been brainwashed by Hasbro to forget Hulk bodies have never been wildly expensive? That does beg the question of what happened as far as slowly bigger characters became deluxe releases only, when I believe my MCU Hulk is the Age of Ultron Hulk. and that was in just a regular wave.
Mhm.
So 20
But
bucks.
everything in its
Yeah.
own time, though, you know,
Yeah.
like that Age of Ultron was 2015, right? So 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
do we want to engage, like, take this conversation in the direction of economy and inflation
Oh
and
no.
plastics and like
That's
all that
another
stuff?
episode.
We're
No,
talking
that's
10
another
years
episode.
ago. The last time Hulk was
But-
available at retail in a solo box was in a Build-A-Figure wave in 10 years ago.
Yeah,
So-
every other time it's been in a 2-pack or a deluxe release, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So that's not a reality we've been operating in for 10
Yeah.
years.
It's
So-
been creeping up.
I'm not saying I'm not saying I would want them to be $70 or $80. I'm not saying it's justifiable to charge $80 for a Hulk. But I would damn well guarantee I wouldn't spend $80 on this Hulk if that was what the price was. And if they charge $80 for it because they made the knees pinless, I'm damn sure wouldn't buy it. I'm considering buying it because it's $60, but I still don't need it, and I still don't really love any of the head sculpts. So, like, am I buying it to clap his hands? Nah, I'm really not. Like, I'm not spending that $60.
Look, the Build-A-Figure became the deluxe figure, right? And the deluxe has become the maximum. That's kind of just where it went.
Mhm.
But to David's point, yeah, I'm not buying this. Look, I'm perfectly content with the Marvel Select Immortal Hulk, right? That looks great in my display and does what I need it to do.
Was that $30?
It was 29. I don't know. I bought it. I don't know. Yeah, probably 30.
If it was fresh, it was 20. Or if it was fresh, it was like 30 or 35.
30 or 35. Yeah.
Half the price of this.
Yeah. And
go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Well, Alexi hasn't even spoken yet.
Sorry, Alexi. I was just going to say again, my only reason for getting it is the fact that I haven't picked up any of the previous Hulks. And now the aftermarket for those are right around this price. So that's my justification, if you will, of, well, I might as well pay $60 for the newer version rather than going back on Mercari or eBay and paying $60 for an older version. So it comes into like what we said about Spider-Man, that those aftermarket prices, and someone needs a definitive Spider-Man, that $50, it doesn't look as bad to them as someone that already has 10 Spider-Men on the shelves.
You're absolutely right. Yes.
Does that make it a justified price? No, based on that, but it's where you come in where everyone's collecting is on a different level.
So is that preying on new collectors then?
Yeah. Or someone dumb like me that didn't pick up any of the previous Hulks.
Or you. You and new collectors.
What were you waiting for, Justin? What were you waiting for with the previous Hulks?
Just none of them really spoke to me. I was too busy spending money on other stuff. So it was like, I didn't like the head sculpt on the most recent Hulk that was that was it like $45 Hulk, the Marvel Legends anniversary one. I didn't care for its head sculpt. The one before that was with the first appearance Wolverine. I didn't like that Wolverine, so I skipped on it. It was like, oh, I'll get the next one. And me just waiting, basically.
That's fair. Pop photo.
Artifact says that Retro 20th anniversary was $39.99.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I can't remember. All the money that's spent before, I can't remember what was what.
That was past money. Okay, we're looking at future money,
and current money is much different to deal with.
Yeah.
Than past money.
Poc Photo said Diamond Select would be real clutch right now if they reissued that Hulk. And you know what? That might actually get them out of bankruptcy.
Hey.
Oh, dang. Yeah.
Yo,
worth a
you're
shot.
not wrong.
Worth a shot.
You're not wrong.
Maximum profits.
Yeah.
All right. So Alexi hasn't spoken at all yet. Alexi, I'm curious on like where your stance is. That a right word? I don't know. This is just our opinions. Nobody's taking a flag in the ground stance yet. Let's see what Alexi has to say.
Yeah, stance is good. There's a lot of bad takes in this group already. Like, I'm just gonna tell you right off the bat. Here's the thing. So Hulk as a character, he has very few places or very few like notches where he succeeds, right? And one of those notches is in combat. And so if you have a Hulk in your display, he should be in combat. And one of the most memorable things that Hulk can do in combat is the clap. And so he gave me the clap, Dwight gave me the clap, and I'm very happy about that because and I'm an import collector, I'm a domestic collector. I just love figures, I love the characters. I really want a representation in multiple places if I have to of these characters. And so Hulk as the character has not been represented like this. And I do mean like this because SH Figure Arts has produced Hulks, multiple Hulks. They cannot do the Gamma Clap. They can do like a crush, or they can do like a hugging motion, or like brutal hug. But for the most part, this is the most articulated Hulk with the toe hinges and with the ability to do the clap with the effect pieces surrounding it. So this is literally the only Hulk that you can get to do this. Because of that, and I said this in the previous stream, if they had toe hinges and they had the Gamma Clap, that I would be in. And so for them to produce this, I absolutely acknowledge the fact that it has pins in the knees. Guess what? The people who, I'm going to make a generalization, the people who were complaining about the pins in the knees, most of
Justin.
those people are doing vanilla poses. They're
It's
they're
a
not
very good
doing
point,
like
yeah.
dynamic poses where they're on the stand and think, oh my God, the pin ruins it. I just need a version of Hulk that doesn't have a pin in his left knee. Otherwise, my whole display is ruined. Ruined. And so it doesn't really bother me. And I'm not gonna attach on to Robo Don't Know, because Robo Don't Know has also said like pins don't really bother me because I'm a toy collector. I collect toys. Sometimes it bothers me, sometimes it doesn't. With Hulk, it doesn't bother me, and I agree with Robo in this sense. Like, yes, it's absolutely reuse from earlier Hulks, but I'm gonna tell you in my experience, when people have been in the chats and they're saying like, I can't believe they're reusing pieces from Hulk earlier, and then they look at the heads and literally in the same comment they say, I can't believe they have not used reused pieces for the heads. And I'm like, I don't understand. Do you want reused pieces or do you not want reused pieces? So I feel
Yes.
like,
I can't believe they reused those
yeah,
fists.
yes. The answer is yes. They do want and they don't want. The answer is yes. And if you don't have an affinity for the heads that they've provided, I can absolutely understand how this Hulk seems disgusting, out of the ordinary, don't even want to touch it. But if you look at Immortal Hulk, the cover of Immortal Hulk number 19, if you look at Ed McGuinness Hulk, or if you look at, I apologize, I don't know the slick back hair Hulk artists, but these are very specific. And if you're fans of those artists, then this is like a once in a lifetime moment because they've provided those heads. You also get the Storm Collectibles like soft torso where he can do the clap, he can do the reach back. They don't have to do the specific cuts in the back, they don't have to do specific cuts in the front. This is, maybe some people don't realize, but this is a compromise for a lot of articulation snobs. It's a compromise for a lot of artist specific snobs. And what they've really done here is kind of straddled a line very specifically. And I will move forward to like White Knight for Hasbro. There is no more articulated Hulk figure in the 1/12 scale in the game right now. SH Figure Arts has not done a more articulated Hulk. Mayfex has not done a more articulated Hulk. Figma has not done a more articulated Hulk. So yes, I'm absolutely on Hasbro's side right now. Like, what they put out, it may not please everyone, but I'm really liking it. As an import collector, as a Hulk fan, I read Immortal Hulk. I've read Incredible Hulk. I've read Unstoppable. Like, this is good. I understand it's not ever going to be exactly what you want as a Hulk collector or Hulk fan or Hulk reader, but as someone who has the Gray Hulk 2-pack, the first appearance Wolverine and Hulk 2-pack, someone who has the Gray Hulk retro card, someone who has the previous She-Hulk retro card. Like, I'm building a Hulk display and I'm looking forward to this. I get it. Maximum carries a connotation that it's supposed to be like brand new sculpt, brand new like concepts, brand new accessories. If you're expecting that out of Hasbro, who also makes board games, Marvel Legends, you might be disappointed, but I wasn't expecting this completely redesign or complete like reimagination of action figures from them. Then this is great. This is exactly what I wanted. I said that previously. I just want the Hulk clap, Thunder clap, Gamma clap, whatever you prefer. And I want toe hinges. And this in a figure for $60. We got the freaking Iron Man Hulk Buster. That was like 69.99. Like where we are as an economy to get this for $60 when we were expecting like an $80 Hulk. And I was on record saying like, oh, I'll spend $100 for a Hulk, which is a dumbass thing to say. I will admit that's a dumbass thing to say. Like $60 for this Hulk, I'm totally in. I'm in. If you and I absolutely get it if you're not in and you don't agree with the choices that they made, but they gave us the things that I really wanted out of a 112 scale Hulk, and I'm absolutely in for it.
It comes down to what's it worth to you, right? Those are all fair points, Alexi. And so what I'm hearing is that Alexi is on board with Kenny. He wishes this was actually $120. And like Cardback says, he can't believe that Dan's paying you to shill now. Alexi hates Mafex, Jada, and Figuarts. That's a big hill turn, Alexi. Big hill turn. Nah, it's honestly when it comes down to a state of opinion, can you sit here and say anybody else's opinion about an action figure is wrong?
Yes.
No.
I will.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely. I think all of us will, yeah.
It's just, I don't know. At the end of the day, this is what we're getting. Is it worth it to you? If it is, don't buy it. And everyone at the end of the day will speak with their wallet. It'll do well or it won't. Past, we are assuming, and has been hinted, kind of, danced around, that there are a total of 4 Maximum Series figures confirmed, air quotes. We don't know anything. We're just going off, read between the lines on what has been said in live streams, which we have learned through Maximum Hulk is a dangerous thing to do.
Yeah.
That we'll see where it stands and where the checkbook falls after all 4 of these have sold or not sold. And we can, I think after we have a good sample size of 4 figures, we'll know going forward if the Maximum Series continues what we're really in for. Because just going off Spider-Man, and now that we have Hulk, I mean, we can kind of say we still don't really know where that line is. Maybe after these next 2, we'll have a more better understanding of what really the Maximum Series is. Because obviously we thought we knew, but we didn't. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm rambling.
So as it stands, Kenny has the Spider-Man.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Justin and Alexi are planning to buy the Hulk.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Noted.
It comes down to what you need, right? I didn't need the Spider-Man. I'm happy with the Spider-Man I have. I do need a comic Hulk.
Need the Spider-Man, but
Kenny was not happy.
Here we are.
All his previous Spider-Man. So Kenny,
yeah.
When Mattel steps in and releases their Maximumer Superman.
Oh yeah, I'll buy that
line. Okay.
I don't even know what it looks like, but yeah, I'm in.
Let's see here. Let's make sure. Green-Eyed Hulk says Jeff Loeb for the slick back, Alexi. And I think it was also Green-Eyed Hulk that said wanted to see a ball jointed waist on this Hulk. That would have been cool. I'm a big fan of, with all these newer action figures, I'm just a huge fan of the double ball joint at the diaphragm, ball joint at the waist when it's done right. I hate waist swivels now. I think I've said that on here before. I cannot stand the way a waist swivel looks now. Like an older Spider-Man bucks. Oh man, it drives me crazy. Which is us being spoiled, I guess. You know, whatever. Legion X is Maximum Storm.
Is today your birthday, David? Officially?
Oh, happy birthday, David!
Yeah, it's after midnight.
Woo!
Did you have a clip prepared for that? No.
Can't wait to get that video, Alexi.
David, show us your birthday suit.
I'll send you mine when you send me yours.
Oh,
This is a kit bash conference.
There we go. There
Card back. I wanted a dong bulge on this Hulk.
Well, card back. It would have been at least $70 then.
yeah. Then
$10
it's
more for
over
that
there.
head.
For
Look, they
the
can't even put
extended package.
They can't even afford to put nipples on Weapon X. So imagine how much a dong bulge would be.
Almost gone. Yeah.
I do want to highlight a couple member chats here. Legion X, 5 months being justified, says Hasbro should send this to a fair reviewer so that we can get an outside opinion on how this new upper torso, Jesus Christ, I cannot speak, torso works. Right, Kenny?
Legion X, who is the fair reviewer?
Yeah, Legion X, let us
I'm
know.
the non-shill.
I'm not buying it, so if they want to send it to me, I'll take a look.
Oh no, send it to me so I don't have to.
And 75 people can see what it looks like. So let's go.
Send it to me. My Blockies video did pretty good, right? I'm not shilling the Marvel. I'm just kidding. I was talking about Pokemon that they don't want people to talk about out here yet, apparently. So I bought it legally. Blockies, you can't do anything. Shut up. No, shut up, Justin. But yeah. Yeah, Chi-Chi says happy birthday, David. Gabriel said happy birthday.
Thank you, guys.
So yeah. So at the end of the day, everyone should shut up and buy this Hulk, right? That was the. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I don't know. I'm happy with it because I don't have one, and I think that was a good roundtable of opinions, right? David's not interested in it. Kenny's not interested in it. Me and Alexi are. So David and Kenny are wrong, right? Right, Alexi? I think that's what we're saying.
Right.
That makes perfect sense.
Kenny are right. Right.
Absolute perfect sense.
Where the fuck are you? What David said.
Let me just keep moving everybody around just to fuck with Kenny. There we go. But yeah,
I think more than you need this Hulk, though, you need a ring light. So
yeah, did you see the little mini one I'm using right now? This is what I use for like reviews because it's more portable.
how cute!
Yeah, right now I don't like using it for streaming for like 3 hours because it gets really freaking hot.
It's also a space heater.
Yeah, it's putting out some heat right here. So yeah, hold on, let me see. Oh, it's alive! It's alive. It just needed to be charged. Apparently, I don't know. Okay. Who cares about house fires, right?
Thank you, Flapuma.
Let's see here. Hold on. I'm plugging this back up. There we go. Okay. I'm still going to keep using the small window. Let's see here. Bobo says, ironic that everybody complained about Max Hulk, but yet people would buy it when the pre-order's out. Oh, yeah. That's me. I'm going to complain about it, but I'm going to buy it.
Yeah, everybody.
We're idiots.
Look,
what do you expect?
This is how it goes, right? The half the community complains about it, the other half buys it, but then we just assume that everybody's complaining about it and everybody's, it's...
At the end of the day, guys, what did I say at the beginning of this? This is supposed to be fun and it's a hobby. And at the end of the day, nobody outside of this.
I'm still not having fun.
I go out in the street and walk up to some dude and be like, what do you think about Maximum Hulk? And those pins on the knees, isn't it stupid? They're gonna look at me like I'm crazy.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. Nobody cares what we think. Yeah, Hasbro's making it. You might wish that they would have made something different, but I mean, then just don't buy it.
Give me Farrell and Rachel, you cowards.
Right, exactly. It's like Alexi said, there's other companies that you can buy figures from. They're more expensive, but then, like, this is, in his opinion, this is a better Hulk than they've put out. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. Screw it. Collect how you want to collect. I'm I'm getting it, but whatever. I don't care, man. Screw it. Buy what you want. Don't buy what you don't want. I'm not here to tell you what to buy. That's Alexi's job. Okay? Right? Right, Alexi? There we go.
Or
Stock.
Or spice it up a little bit and buy what you don't want.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
You're like, you see that and you're like,
wow.
I hate that. Then buy it.
And then go on YouTube and bitch about it.
Yeah.
So mysterious. So marketable.
But then if you ever see a retro card of She-Hulk at a Ross for $10, don't get that.
Yes.
Come in your pants.
Yeah, that's what they'll expect. You walk away from it.
You got to keep them guessing.
You'll get a Fantastic Four She-Hulk eventually. So then you didn't waste $10.
Okay. It was all part of the plan.
Yeah, it was all part of the plan, right? You saved that $10 for the extra $10 that She-Hulk the new She-Hulk is gonna cost you due to tariffs, and bam, just
so you're saying you knew about the tariffs at the time when you passed that up, and you didn't pass that information along, or
is Justin a member of the Senate?
I think he is. Well, we've got to get out of here.
Anyway, welcome to episode 33 of Collecting Justified. I don't know what happened to the rest of the footage, but today we are talking about nothing but positive stuff. I don't care about a maximum. Anyway, so yeah, what's Legion X saying in the chat? Jay Hernandez does a pretty nice job. Reviews who collect from multiple companies, a good grasp. But I don't see my name in here, Legion X. So
same. So
I don't see any of us. I don't know who Jay Hernandez. Who cares?
You know what they should do is send it to you, Justin, but with the caveat that it has to be reviewed during Collecting Justified. So it has to be part of the live thing. But they send it to all four. Well, and Andrew, they'll send it to Andrew too, right? So it'll be all five of them.
So I'll have two because Andrew's in the basement.
Yeah, exactly. And then we have to simultaneously review it. It'll be very confusing, and no one will get anything out of it. But yeah, that'll be it. That's the premise.
David the whole time will be like, "There's no boots. There's no boots.
Where's Jeans? I'm gonna be where's Jeans boots during my Hulk review." Yeah.
Yes. Let's not get started on the Playmates Power Rangers. Playmates Power Ranger.
I don't make monkeys. I just train them.
Art G is here. Art, I think you caught a channel membership earlier. Art, I think said I'm working right now, but I'm in New York.
He does have a logo next to his name. I think that's
so. Art, we got about 3 hours of content for you to catch on
left
the replay
on this stream.
Yeah. Yeah, 6 hour stream, guys. Yeah, we hadn't even gotten to the main topic yet.
Yeah, we just started.
But yeah, it's I don't know. End of the day, who gives a crap? It's all toys. Who gives a crap? They're all about to be too expensive to buy anyway. Why the hell do you care? You know,
the government
sell it all. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Yeah. So at least, hey, on the bright side, that means it's all worth a lot more, right? Right? Those Eternals figures are worth at least 3 cents now. But let me tell you, guys, we are going to say goodbye to all of our wonderful channel members. I think God damn it, Kenny. I was going to say, as the newest MVP member, Kenny should read out the channel memberships, and he got up and walked away. No, I'm going to sit here. We're going to sit quietly and wait for Kenny. Cricket.
1 minute. 2 minutes.
Do you have all of the series from them, David?
So far, yeah.
Bert, Ernie, and Count, are those the only three? Isn't Big Bird out there somewhere?
Not yet. That was the latest wave of reveals from Toy Fair, I think.
Okay.
Big Bird, Oscar the Grouch, and Harry Monster.
Is you think Big
Oh,
Bird's
okay.
going to be the normal ultimate price point, David?
I think so. I want to, because NECA's everything is like at a flat price point,
Right.
really. They're like all their ultimate stuff, like whether it's horror or, like Sesame Street, and everything's basically like $34.99 right now, right?
I think so, yeah. I think the only stuff that's a little cheaper is the like re-release variants, like on cardback. I think they've done that for a few things. That's usually what, like $2 cheaper or something like that.
I mean, I think that the bigger TMNT stuff from like Mirage is a little higher, right?
Yeah.
But like, I think if it's in the same packaging as like these Sesame Streets, Big Bird will probably be the same.
Yeah,
I have to think.
But you caught Big Bird in the wild?
Big Bird's not out yet.
Oh, sorry. But the other characters you've caught in the wild, you haven't pre-ordered anything? Okay.
Yeah, no, I found, well, Bert I got as a pickup at Best Buy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but Ernie found at Target, and Count Von Count found at Target. Hey, Kenny's back. Thank you, Cardback. Cardback's gifting me a subscription to Alexi's OnlyFans.
Oh, that's so kind of you,
wow.
Cardback. So kind.
Nice. Yeah, boy,
and
got
thank you,
boys.
Bobo. So, Kenny,
Yeah.
you thought you were going to get out of it.
I did.
But as the newest Justified MVP, you have earned the honor, my friend, of signing us out by thanking all of our wonderful Justified.
What were you guys doing for the last 4 minutes?
Shooting the shit. Absolutely shooting the shit.
Yeah, we sat here quiet for at least 30 seconds. It was super awkward.
All right. Okay. Well, here we go. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen out in the ether, thank you for tuning in this evening for episode 33 of Collecting Justified. We'd like to take a moment to thank those of you who have offered some of your hard-earned dollars against your better judgment to support this stream. We'll start with the Justified MVP. This is a list of top-tier VIP members who get very exclusive content and one-on-one chats with each of us daily if they so choose. That's not true, but it could be, I guess, in the future at some point. Okay. Starting off with Agent Z-Man 12 Bat. You've seen him here. He's been around. We know him. We love him. Rick Legion X, also been on the show. So starting off, I guess if you get into this tier, you're buying your way onto the show. John, Compulsive Collector, a friend of the channel, hates weeb shit, personal friend of mine. Moving on to John Morrissey, one who is not a friend of mine, apparently. I thought we were best friends, but things have hit a turn and everything has gone sour at this stage. I heard about an email or some sort of communication that involved words that have been banned for the last 25 years. Down to David, Evan, and Smith, three of the best people you will ever meet, who also just turned 25 today, from what I've been told. So happy birthday to David, Evan, and Smith. Michael Davis. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael Davis.
Michael Davis. St. James, the patron saint of toy collecting. He is apparently still finishing his dinner. That had nothing to do with the She-Hulk figure, but just a very lovely meal earlier in the stream. So there was that.
Incidentally, Kenny, Michael Davis also sent me an email that had a lot of nasty words about you. So
I don't even Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna send Michael Davis.
You guys were on that email too? I didn't realize that was for all of us.
I'm sorry. You're not supposed to reply all. It's just reply. That's all. Not reply all. Okay. Moving down to the lesser group, I guess. Just kidding. You all are.
No emails from this group.
These people, and by
lesser, they're coming now.
Yeah, by lesser I meant lesser fans of Justin and greater fans of me. The Justified. So, starting off with my new best friend, Dan, who reviews, because you know what? He's the greatest friend of this entire channel. And
That guy sucks.
Big supporter.
Who's followed by everyone's favorite, Christopher Allen. Who is then followed. This list just gets better and better as we
He's
go.
great.
Yeah. Followed by Displayed Once, Rich M. You know him, you love him, you've seen him out on the streets or on Thursdays.
Oh.
Or both, I guess. Kurt K. Kurt, where were you tonight? We could have used you here. We need a little balance. You saw all of the debauchery that just happened over the last 3 hours. Why are we still here? Oh, hey, that's me.
Hey, that name goes over into the other column now.
Oh, see? Yeah. All right. Give me my flowers. All right. Cole's Cave. He was here 2 weeks ago now, I believe it was. A very special night that we spoke about toy photography, and he looked at some of my photographs and said that he's seen better. So there was that. Mikey Moon Boots. Mikey Moon Boots. Tell me about these moon boots. That I have questions. So send me the email without the expletives. You know, I don't need all that, but you know, we'll talk about that. Your boy's got toys. He's right below me, sometimes above me, but never around me. None of that made sense. All right.
Not with that attitude.
I'm sorry, Kenny. I have to point out that so I am known for misspelling. It is Mikey Moon Boots, right? Because I have Miley Moon
Miley,
Boots.
yeah.
And in a DM,
oh no, it is Mikey.
When he was talking to me, he did say it was all nice things about all of us except Kenny. But at the end, he signed off his message saying AKA Miley or otherwise known as Miley.
Well.
I just caught that. I'm so sorry. It's not the worst thing I've misspelled. So
that's fair. That's fair.
Got to spell check, Justin. You got to do a spell check.
I let my 4-year-old spell check for me. What do you want?
Got to give it a once around, you know, a reach around. No, a once around, just to make sure that everything's correct. Where were we? Jesse Hubbard. Hardly knew you, but no, I just went over Alexi. It was he's below me, above. You know.
Oh, okay. My bad.
I'll blow him.
Yeah. You heard. You know, that's what that was. Jesse Hubbard lived in a cupboard. You know the rest. All right. Is that Gerard? The screen is so tiny. I need
Jared.
Oh, there we go. Now I can see. Gerard Byrne. Brian. Brian.
Jared. It's Jared.
There's 2 R's in there. Gerard. It's not Jared.
I know what it looks like, but it's Jared.
We've been down this road before. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, you missed last week, me. Okay.
I was out getting
he
lotto
gets
tickets.
Really upset if you don't say Jared.
Oh shit, my bad.
And when
so
he
I will certainly
member,
get an email from that one. Is what you're telling me.
The stream when Jared became a channel member, I mispronounced his name the whole time. But what a
he's still a channel member, though.
Correct me once, Jared. Thank you. You're a trooper, and I know because flashback to him correcting. I think it was on Dan's stream, and I remembered, and I felt awful.
Please don't unsubscribe, Jared.
Yeah, he probably doesn't watch anymore.
Yeah, he probably gave up. And if he did, he watched tonight, and now he's reconfirmed that he will not.
I've got another email coming.
My
Kenny.
bad.
Okay,
I'm sorry, guys. I tend to be the complaint of the HR department these days, I guess. I don't know. But Jared, sorry. I'm sorry.
And if you do still watch, message us if it's Byrne or Bryn, because that might be another misspelling.
Oh, see, we might just be, you know what I mean?
Maybe it's mine.
Justin's setting you up.
Hear me out. David's right. Justin's setting you up. STM figures. STM figures. I don't ever see STM figures around here. You should come around. That's all. That's all I got. Michael, bring toys to work. Doing a lot of good stuff. He's buying a dragon. He's gonna have a pet dragon. I think I'm gonna live vicariously through him. I'm gonna look at the pictures of his dragon, and maybe on the weekends he could send it. I could just watch the dragon one weekend or something. I don't know. I just
touch the dragon.
Broke
the dragon.
Yeah.
To watch it's 100. To touch it, it's 200.
I'm waiting for Alexi's dragon.
Yeah.
To watch it's 100. To touch it, it's 200.
But for my birthday, it's free.
Oh,
absolutely.
It's on the house. There you go. Card back, don't worry. We still have, it looks like 19 more names to go, and I will make sure to make this painful. Super Turk 5000. I get it. They're in a different time zone. We don't see them come over very often. But if you're ever up at what time is it in the UK right now? Probably like
fuck your life, fuck your time zone, Super Turk.
Actually, you're probably waking up and having a cup of tea at this moment. It's probably 7:30 in the morning in the UK. Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
In 3 hours, I'm gonna get an email from
right.
Tanner.
Just stop on by, Tanner.
Yeah.
Anytime. You're welcome. Zion Collectibles. I'm sorry, I don't know you. I wish I did. We should get to know each other. And then once we do, you'll send Justin nasty emails about me. So it's just kind of the situation we're in these days. Chi collects. Many times when I was a youth in the streets of Delaware, I used to go to a Mexican restaurant called Chi-Chi's. I enjoyed it a lot. I have very fond memories of Chi-Chi's. They apparently gave hepatitis C to a lot of customers and had to close down. It's sad. I miss it dearly. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know.
This is a Mexican restaurant or a
it
strip
was
club?
No, well, it was a combination.
That's
yeah,
winning
there's
combination.
tacos everywhere,
Yes.
Mark Tac Toys. Please Flicks and Figs, guys, go check out Mark Tac Toys.
Flicks and figs.
Please.
Flicks and figs.
Flicks and Figs. You know what it is. Anyway, we got to get this back on track, guys.
I might be another year older by the time this is done.
You and me both, brother. You and me both. We're almost there. Trust me, guys. Stick with it. I wish I could guarantee there was a payoff to this, but I promise you there is not.
There's not.
It gets worse from here.
Wow.
KJ Smith.
Just like Justin collects.
It's all downhill from here, guys.
That's right. KJ Smith, thank you for being you. Ag Marine, or I don't want to pronounce this wrong because Jared gets mad when I pronounce it Gerard. So Aj Maran, John Buins, John. Jesus, where are you making this stuff up at this point?
Busing.
Right, John Busing Jr. All right. Well, there's two of you at least. So
yeah,
thank you.
There was a senior at some point.
Pixels and Plastic. Oh yes, thank you. We love you. Thank you for being a friend. Cue the music. No, we can't afford that. Never mind. I get it. Copyrights. Cedric Brown, Brian Wong, Craft Collects, and Joe Juxtapose. I'm sorry that I had to lump you guys in there, but I feel like we're losing a lot of audience at this point, and I've lost a lot of dignity. So there we go.
Oh, yeah, I'm crying.
Card back in the chat. This is what Guantanamo is like.
Oh, thank you to everybody for watching. This was a great episode. Thank you, Ken.
Time out. Everybody out there, just remember, I was gone for 4 minutes. They were just bullshitting. They could have read all that off. I could have come back to a nice peaceful end to all of this, but they chose violence. All right. They woke up today and chose violence and wanted me to do that. So when you watch this, if you're out there, remember that, okay? And next week, I'll do it again. Don't fuck with me.
Thank you for waiting for Kenny to do that. It was worth the payoff. Guys, we will be back next week for episode 34. We're getting closer and closer to episode 50. And then after 50 is 100, if you didn't know that.
That's right.
And by then, I hope we have 100 channel members so Kenny can take 3 hours.
That's going to be a whole episode.
We'll have to start doing like a separate stream just for him to read off the lists.
It'll be the after show.
The after show is just me reading off the list.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Good night. Make sure you're back next week. This was a blast. Buy Hulk if you want. Who gives